So hello and welcome to the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club to qualifier race number 4 of 4 qualifiers in August. It's finals week next week. My name's Matt Payne. I'm here to put words to the action as well as hopefully along the way inform, entertain and enlighten, or maybe just get through to the end without drinking too much coffee. You never know. I'm here with Emma Martin. And Emma, it's great to be back in the studio once again. We've had a little rejig in the studio. We've done some more upgrades and a whole load more investment. Really, quite pleased with all that, I have to say. That's updating everybody, just because I'm so proud of the work that we've been doing. But I'd be even prouder if I was racing in Belgium today because it's a great place to go racing. There's been some real racing from there as well.
I love this course, Matt. It's absolutely brilliant. And welcome to the Sunday Race Club, everybody. It's Qualifier 4 today for August. We're heading to Belgium for the women's race, 35 kilometres of racing, 324 metres of climbing. And they come out of the start pen through the first sprint checkpoint, and that's the Ghent City Sprint. Then they go up the Corsica. 1988 was the first time that was used in the Tour of Flanders, and it's here today on the Sunday Race Club for the women. That checkpoint comes at the 9.9 kilometre marker. Then we head through the Tissenhoven-Malvern sprint checkpoint, up the Valkenburg. Yes, there's a checkpoint at the top. We drop off the other side and then into the dastardly duo that is the Eichenberg climb section. One's the Eichenberg Hill, the other's the Eichenberg climb. It's just the latter, the Eichenberg climb, that has a checkpoint at the top. Then we have a 6-kilometre run to the finish line that is pretty much either downhill or flat, other than the nasty kicker where you may see a long range attack go for the finish.
So all 6 categories in the women on the same course here. The women's race going before the men's race. Men's race coming up a little bit later on today. All 6 sets of riders in both men's and women's races are going to be heading out. So the men on one course, they do the same course, all 6 categories in that. The women do the same course that they are all doing in all 6 categories, just for clarification, in case anybody was not quite paying attention, or maybe I didn't say it 100% correctly. We will have to find out, I'm sure. But essentially, all 6 categories take to the same race route. And that means that all of them have the same terrain, exactly the same parcours, so the same checkpoints for the sprint competition, the same checkpoints for the climb competition, the same finish line. Each category has its own prize list as well. So individual prizes today for the overall, for the sprints, for the climbs, for each of those checkpoints as well. Our teams, well, they're going to be getting ready to go for the finals next week when that team competition comes into play. In terms of teams, well, we have captain in our teams today, Jacqueline Almeida, Cycling District 6, Mel Scriven of the Kitty Hawk Racing Moonpool. Joint captains, Hamilton and Holtman of the Kitty Hawk Racing Skyclaw team at Driscoll and Hooker doing the same for the Level Phoenix. Royal Ascent headed up by Adriana Flores and Ting Louis riding for Strawberry. They are your 8 key riders in terms of teams.
Well, the category 6 riders on the start line, down and away. You know, this is the 10th time the women have raced here in Belgium. And last time out, it was Stevenson who took the win in category 6. She's moved up to category 5 now. But then it was also Hamilton, Agadello, Sarasu and Gentili. A number of those riders are on the start sheets today. But it was Limbaga from Almeida, from Holtman, Barco and Scriven last week on the Sunday Race Club here in category 6, who's lining up for qualifier 4 in August. It's an interesting month because we don't regularly have 4 qualifiers. It's not normally a 5 Sunday month.
No, it is unusual. So we're going to have to see what the riders get up to. I mean, 4 qualifiers. It's an incredible month, isn't it, August? 4 qualifiers, a final, plus the MyWhoosh Championship that's taken place. Also, we've then got the public qualifiers. We've had 3 out of the 4 of those. There are also national national qualifications going on.
Yep.
Californian and USA, I think, have been
Californian?
not
Californian
California,
having their own national championships.
Canadian. You can tell that I haven't had as much coffee as Jacqueline Almeida, obviously, because Jacqueline Almeida is looking far too awake this morning, already up and away, racing nicely out from the start pens here. It's 0.8k into race route. Jacqueline Almeida, one of our regular riders on camera. Great to see her in the pain cave once again. And very focused on that screen. Currently, the pedal revs 79 revs per minute in the draft as well. So holding the draft just moves up to the front of the group each time the rider goes into the draft. The power, the puissance, as it is in French, is then in green, as you can see now, and then it goes back to being in grey. When you go out and you go into the wind, you're having to ride harder, and Jacqueline will be feeling that coming through from the turbo trainer through those pedals each time she goes out into the wind or not. You can actually feel that change.
Yes, and the pack rolling strongly at the moment, nice and steady, just shy of 35 kilometres an hour at the 1.2 kilometre marker. Now, the first sprint checkpoint today comes at the 2.3 kilometre marker. So it keeps it nice and spicy out of the start pen because that competition, just 2 sprint checkpoints today. The first one before the quarter gear, the second one after the quarter gear. So anybody wanting to contend that does need to get over the first climb of the day, and it is the steepest because whilst on paper it doesn't look that steep, it's got a nasty little sting at around 17%. Melissa Scriven will know that. She has raced here before, and she will be paying close attention at the moment whilst we're in her pain cave because, as I said, that first sprint checkpoint coming up. Scriven riding and racing the entirety of the MyWhoosh Championships. Fabulous to see her there and completing that. And now back on the bike. Let's just bear in mind the MyWhoosh Championships only finished on Tuesday.
They did indeed, and it's good to see Mel back on the bike once again. The riders in Category 6 hopefully got some recovery in there, Emma, because for me, that's going to be one of the key things. And we have talked about this when we were covering the UCI public qualifiers. You can watch that back on the MyWhoosh YouTube channel. But when we were doing the qualifiers, we were saying, recovery is key because that came on the Friday. We finished the MyWhoosh Championships on the Tuesday. We had the Sunday Race Club in the middle of the championships as well, which a number of riders rode. So all in all, a really packed race, and that's without doing anything, as we discussed in the MyWhoosh Championship, in terms of adulting, real life. Jessica Hamilton has definitely recovered straight in through the sprint in Category 6, popped off the front there with a little bit of a burst rather than a long range attack. And you just saw those points pop up on to your screen. Hamilton, a regular sprint winner in Category 6. She's through the sprint in the lead in that jersey. But we're going to move across now to Category 5, our next set of race starters. That's the Cycling District doing an amazing job, as always. Got to say a massive thank you to all the team based out in Portugal, because what they do, they get their teams together. They get them into each and every week. They get them out and onto the race course, and they coordinate all those people. I've got to say a big thank you to everybody who's coordinating teams, whether that is Emma working in terms of the women's cycling, in terms of full speed events, time trial coordination as well. So really, really important to say thank you to your team manager or whoever coordinates your team. Okay, so the riders up, ready to go. They're out from the pens in the start line here. That is the Category 5 riders on qualifier number 4 in 2025, with one more final to go. 10 prizes for the top individuals. Next week, 7 prizes for the teams. I think that's enough numbers from me. Emma, do you want to take us through? Yeah, numbers not my strong point. Do you want to take us through the results from last week's SRC, the real key figures here for people?
Yeah, so Category 5. Now, 31 riders on the start sheets in Category 5 today. A number of riders not here, Natalia Idzik being one of them. She won last time out in Belgium in Category 5. A number of riders choosing to not race today, being Qualifier 4. They've already got their qualification races in. I understand the door has been shut on the pain cave in the Idzik household and a holiday is underway.
Well, I don't blame people, and it is about taking a break at the right time, isn't it?
It is, but last week it was Fu from Loxley, from Warren, Giraldo, and Sabrera. So good to see those riders. Some of those will be back here. Different type of course this week here in Belgium. Short, sharp, punchy climbs could bring us a different type of winner. Now, Musa Al Mansouri on the front here. Claudia Gentili is here. Rachel Kennedy. Amber Johnson is in the mix. Wilhelm, Lloyd, Smithson, Bago, these riders all in the group here, and the group rolling strongly. Just one rider off the back at the moment.
And a quick reminder, that sprint that comes up very quickly for that checkpoint at 2.3 kilometres. It's the only punctuation mark, really, on the run into the base of our climb, the quarter gear climb. The quarter gear climb comes in at 6K. That's when we start it. The checkpoint is at 9.9, so 3.9 kilometres long in terms of the climb to the very top from the first moment of climbing to the end. However, you do have a dip on the way in and through.
Well, I can tell you, Category 6 have already been through the Ghent City Sprint checkpoint, which is the first checkpoint coming up for the Category 5 riders on our screens. And Hamilton, well, yep, Hamilton has indeed gone through and picked up 5 points there. Sarasu picks up 4, Hadjuk picks up 3, Holtman picks up 2, and Narvaez picks up 1.
And when we saw Hamilton go off the front there, I said at the time that it was a pop off the front rather than a concerted sprint. Obviously, I didn't have all the facts and figures, as you always do, Emma. But it was very much a case of popping off the front rather than a concerted sprint. Now, one rider who we're going to be looking to continue did a great job on the MyWhoosh Championship, and a regular rider here. That is Alexander Knowles with I think that's a new casquette. I am losing track of all the caps that Alexander Knowles has. It is a new one. There we go. It is another new cap. Good to see Alexander in the studio. One day I'm going to get it wrong, but I am trying to keep track of all the hats that everybody wears. Good to see Alexander in here. Hopefully getting ready for that sprint. Just moving down onto the drops there as we see a kick from Hannah Hermansen. Hermansen taking the win in Category 5. A massive battle between Hannah Hermansen and Trudy Stevenson for that race-long battle. Behind Nikki Lloyd on the attack. Good to see Nikki out and flying at the moment ahead of Amy Sudibayo. But it's going to be Hermansen who's going to go through ahead of Lloyd, ahead of Sudibayo. And then I think Gentili and Knowles. Knowles picking up a point there. Gentili picking up 2. Sudibayo picking up 3. Lloyd picking up 4. And Hannah Hermansen picking up 5 points. Category 6 on their way to the base of the climb, nearly there. Category 5, they're through the sprint. Next up, it's Category 4. Category 4, 2 of our teams. No words needed when we say Cycling District are here. The Cycling District 4 squad are here with the Pedal Queens. Helia Santos representing and captaining the Cycling District 4 team. Louisa Schultz, therefore the Pedal Queens squad. A real packed squad of riders, a real mix of riders as well. Catherine Montoya down on our start list, so is Rosa Herrera. We've got Veronica Ciciolka, another rider who was riding strongly in those championships, and Diana Corrales. Palmer Mongeli due to ride, so is Nina Dowling, Claudia Hyde, Camilla Atahualpa, Angel Hadlock, winner of the climb competition in the MyWhoosh Championships. A real mix of riders in Category 4. They leave the start pens. Let's see who has joined that start list, who has been on the start line and taken to the racing. Definitely seen Angel Hadlock just holding fourth wheel at the moment of those riders that we just mentioned. Looks like Amy Loxley, Georgia Perry here as well. Palmer Mongeli in the mix. Heiborg is here, so Salta Hualpa, Alves. So certainly quite a number of those riders who were competing over the 7 stages across 8 days in Category 4. And the Category 4 riders up and away on to race route and up and moving. Emma, there's the blank look on your face.
That's because someone's rejigged my start sheets. But Philippa Hill, there you go. Look, there's Palma Mongeli back on the bike after the MyWhoosh Championships. Fabulous to have her back on the screen. I hope you're not too tired, Palma, and your legs have recovered and you're ready to go today.
Yeah, ciao, Palmer. Good to see you. Excellent. I'm loving the fist bump. And,
she's focused. She's ready to go.
Oh, yeah. I mean, what a great ride from Palmer Mongeli. And we saw her also taking to the start on the public qualifiers
Yeah,
as
I
well.
know.
Like Palmer, is there ever too much racing for Palmer Mongeli? I don't think there is. The amount of racing and riding she's been doing is quite incredible. And yes, seriously, do some great recovery in between, clearly.
Well, 29 riders on the start sheets today in Category 4. Last week it was Hill from Corrales from Restrepo. Cisioka took 4th and Perry took 5th. Last time we were here in Belgium, Sopers took the win from Bennett, Carnos, Restrepo and Cisioka. There's a name in there that is indeed on the start sheets today. Veronica Cisioka is one to watch potentially, but so are a number of the other riders as well. Now, one of the riders in the mix and on the start sheets today, and I'm hoping she's on the... well, I'm hoping she's in the field as well. But Rose Herrera is on the start sheets today in Category 4. The wonderful woman who crochets. So any of you who have seen the fabulous little crocheted Emma and Matt?
It did make an appearance on screen during the... they did make an appearance on screen.
Rosa is indeed the one who did it. She's absolutely a highly skilled crocheter as well as a great bike rider.
Indeed, and may well be just taking a break from racing because, again, another rider who's done a lot of racing recently on the way through. Now, just taking a little bit of a look on our screens, Catherine Montoya back in action once again.
I think this is a course for her today.
Oh, yeah. I mean, she shows she can climb, but she's maybe not the best big mountain climber. But on a moyenne medium mountain race route, a rolling race route like this, I think it could, as you say, really suit her. And I mean, she was phenomenal in those sprints, phenomenals at the finish. Let's see how the riders, how this plays out.
Well, Montoya keeping a close eye here because they're coming up to the first sprint checkpoint of the day. We can see it on the top right-hand corner of your screen, and the push is on the front of the pack already. They're absolutely motoring Category 4, and it's Louisa Schultz from Darling, from Santos, from Alzat, from Heiberg. Montoya is not contesting the sprint. That tells me she's looking for the win today, but Schultz is looking like she's going to go first across the line to Dowling, so Schultz will take 5 points. Dowling will take 4. But that tells me one thing. And the one thing it tells me, other than Louisa Schultz has just picked up 5 points in the sprint competition, is that Catherine Montoya is not interested in the sprints today. She is going for the win.
And it is a bigger prize at the end of the day, which is no surprises to see riders focusing on that big prize of the win in our qualifiers. Now, our teams in Category 3, who are the next riders down on the start line. Attack Pack with Sopers and Bennett. Cycling District represented once again with Silva and Frias. The Riot Squad have Real, Nyquist, Sanchez and Brook. Soul Cycles Santos, represented by Manfron. Golden Light representing Team Golden Light. Young for the Wanderers, along with Alta Marino and Prado. So a packed team representation already. 13 riders representing the teams. However, they're not the only riders by any stretch of the imagination. So the riders ready to go. They hit the start line. It's time to go racing in qualifier race number 3. They're out, they're up, and they are away on to race route. In with Ursulia Kasani, another rider who's had a strong week on the champs. We might say that a lot this show. They're just warning you now. The riders, so many riders did amazing stuff. So that is really, really important. So let's see how the riders go, see how much work they've been doing, how they've recovered. And it's that big picture, isn't it, Emma, of all the racing, all the riding, all of life, all of the preparation, all of the time, that then is what gives you these riders who are up and racing and up and away.
Yeah, it is indeed. And do you know, Category 3, 40 riders in Category 3, Matt. They are the largest race field today, and very, very quickly up to pace and rolling. Now, Anna Embring is here. She finished second here last time we were in Belgium. But let me just tell you, 1.3 seconds separated the top 12 women in Belgium in Category 3 last time we were here. So expect a close race. Well, out of the riders here, interesting to see Kasani, Daniels, Nielsen, Bradley, Zimmerman, Miller, all in the mix here. Simkin is here, Essler, Stenman, Johnson, Beltran, Piccolo. There's some really strong riders on the start sheets today. Jen Reel and Emily Nyquist, both riders from the USA, could go well today. Valentina De Senya, she's on your screen at the moment. She's paying close attention to the front of the pack as they're rolling out, and they're at the 1.1 kilometre marker, so pretty much halfway to the first checkpoint, and positioning key. But really, once we get to the Corte Kea, that for me is the climb that is the decisive part of this race, because A, it's the longest, B, it's the steepest, and C, I think if you are in the group at the top of the Corte Kea, you've proved you can stay in the pack to the finish.
And Desena, one of those riders who, whilst riding the MyWhoosh Championship and completing all 7 stages, last qualifying was qualifier race 2, and qualifier race number 1. She'll be looking for a higher position than the 16th place that she took in qualifier race number 2, and hopefully to pop inside the top 10. Definitely something achievable. Desena, a rider who has been on the podium before on Sunday Race Club, so a strong rider and a rider who could be right up there in the battle. Now, going across to a rider who we know is going to be up there, particularly on the climbs, Emily Nyquist giving us a wave. Great to see Emily in action. I just waved at the camera, and even though we've got the cameras in different places, they're still doing it. So good to see Emily in action up on the race and away. Now, congratulations on the climbs competition to Emily Nyquist.
And the MyWhoosh champ, she was absolutely brilliant.
She was, and she was so strong. The rider's just coming into the sprint here, Emma. She's the rider, I think, who's going to focus on the climb and the overall today rather than this sprint.
Yeah, I think Nyquist will make sure she's there or thereabouts in the sprints and make sure no one goes clear. But for me, that's about watching the front of the pack and positioning in the group. Nyquist, for me, as long as her legs have recovered from Tuesday, I think she will go so strongly today. This is exactly the type of course that suits her. So I think she will be right up in the mix today.
I don't disagree at all. I think it's the sort of course that suits her as well. Because she was really smart in how she scored her points in the climbs competition, wasn't she? She scored them early. She scored them in those early stages, and then really pushed. And I think I would be really interested to see how she goes on as we move through the year, because she's a rider potentially who could be in those semi-finals at the MyWhoosh. The UCI Championships.
Yes, she is. But Narvaez is on our screens at the moment, and you can see pushing on here. She's pushing on strongly because they are coming towards the top of the Corte Kea. This is the Category 6. It's the front of the Category 6 race, and Fanucci Sarasu is the rider right at the front with Angie Solorzano. Those two are pushing really strongly at the moment. We know Fanucci Sarasu is a phenomenal climber, really strong, and that's where she comes to the 4 in this Category 6 pack, and she's doing that right now. But Solorzano and Narvaez are right with her, and you can see the work from Juliet Narvaez on your screen at the moment in the pain cave, trying to hang on to the back of those 2 wheels. Monica Hadjuk doing a great job a little bit further back down. Ting Lu is with her as well. Jacqueline Kirchner not far back, and then Jessica Hamilton. Hamilton took second place last time we were here in Belgium in Category 6, but right at the moment she's battling to stay with the back wheel of Kirchner and then stay in the group.
And the group, it's really interesting how it's split at the moment. You've got Solorzano on the front here. We saw Angie Solorzano out of the saddle, really climbing hard on the championships. We see it week in, week out on the Sunday Race Club. She's out that saddle really kicking, and behind it's in 1s and 2s, isn't it? It's not. Yeah. We've seen Hamilton sort of come to the fore where there's been a bunch sort of go up together at the front. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 riders maybe of the
Whoa!
race field. Tight underneath there. Sarasu charging over the top of Salazano. Did Salazano get it? Was it Sarasu? We wait for the screens to update. 3 riders through so far.
Sarasu.
4th on the way. Sarasu's got it.
Sarasu took that from Solazano, from Narvaez. So that's how it will go in the polka dot skin suit competition. And you can just see Lou and Hadjuk now coming through as well. Very little time gap between them. I think what we could see is we could well see maybe the top 5 riders coming back together again here, and then a group forming behind. The question is whether the group can close. It's going to be a big group behind, actually, because behind Hamilton, there's a large group of riders. But for me, I think we could well see 5 riders come back together again. If Hadjuk and Lou can close the gap down to Solazano, Sarasu and Narvaez, that would be 5 riders clear. At the moment, it's 3.
And that the fate is really of those 2 is in the hands of what the 2 at the front choose to do, because it's if they wait, they could be potentially giving away 15 seconds waiting for Hadjuk and Lou. It's going to be incumbent on Lou and Hadjuk to push, but they're not going to get there just on their own. They need the front 3 potentially to wait as well. Tricky decision to make in category 6 for our leaders and our 2 chasers immediately behind. Meanwhile, in category 5, we've come on to part 2 of the climb. So we've already done the first section of the Cortakia. This is part 2, and as you can see, we have got a select group: Bago, Alzit, Marshall, Smithson, Kennedy, and Ermolova, the riders at the front of the race. They are 6 riders who are just clear. The chasing group behind, well, it's 3s and 4s, but they are not that far behind. It's not yet decisively split. Kennedy, Smithson, Ermolova behind. Then it's Knowles, Tajero, Gentili, Giuliano. There's some great riders just being pushed back a little bit here.
Yeah, there are indeed. And you can see the drive now from Katie Bago on the front. Marshall trying to match it. There's a gap now starting to form to Alza and Smithson. Smithson digs in. Oh, so does Ermolova. Ermolova, big kick from Ermolova. She doesn't want to get dropped. She wants to dive in. That was a massive kick from Ermolova there to close that gap down. Bago, Ermolova, Marshall, Alzat, Smithson. Big push coming towards the top now, and the polka dot banner is just up ahead. They've got around 900 meters to go. They come along the straight and then they'll take the left-hand turn, and the banner is just around the corner. There's 1 or 2 category 6 riders ahead of them who have still got to go under that banner, but Marshall now leading the charge with Bago, Ermolova, Alzat. Smithson now gapped to 5 seconds, but she's got company because Rachel Kennedy is there as well.
And Bago, a great climber. She's taken some of her wins on things like the endurance climb on MyWhoosh. So really has shown that she's got the strength to climb. But at the moment, just into second wheel. Remember, the top of this is the checkpoint. That checkpoint has prizes. So it's about getting over that checkpoint first. Who's going to take that? They're on the run in here. This is the sprint for the line. And Katie Bago is going to take that checkpoint. I think it's 5 wins on the Sunday Race Club so far. We'll have to see, will she make it another one today? Category 2, down on the start line. ABC Sports represented by Schneider, Thompson and Roach. The core squad: Giovanni, Gonzalez, Rua, Caramani and McLeod. Riot are here with Ortiz, Russell, Lucas, Hebersmith and Reese. United Cadence have Dagan, Mashandi, Denton and Eck. And the Velocity of Vikings is Anna Svarstrom. That is just a small part of what is a very packed and talented race field in Category 2. It's going to be interesting to see who can take this away. Remember, riders have to do 2 races to qualify to be in the team competition, to join a team for the finals, to qualify for that. One of those qualifications, though, could be racing the MyWhoosh Championship. That effectively makes it a 5 opportunity qualifying month, because you've got 4 Sunday race clubs to qualifiers, and if you race the MyWhoosh Championship, you didn't need to race the Sunday.
Do you know, I don't think I've ever been so confused in the Sunday Race Club commentary box as I was at that moment.
That's saying something, because I've managed to confuse most people quite a lot.
Seriously, I was just like, what is he saying? I was
Do you need more
so
coffee?
confused. No, what I need.
You sure?
Yeah, no. I just like,
Is there a
what
spare
is
one over
going
here?
on? Well, at the moment, category 2 are rolling out the start pen. That's what's going on. 31 riders on the start sheets. Big pack today. Now, one of the really interesting things here. Last time we were in Belgium, category 2 women, it was qualifier 2 in July. But number one, 0.8 of a second separated the top 8 riders in category 2 women. Number two, all 5 of the women who took the top 5 places have progressed to category 1. So it's a completely open field, and Katerina Karamani may know that. She's on our screen at the moment, and she may be eyeing up the win today. Who knows? She could well go very strongly today. Other riders who could go well.
Oh,
well,
sorry, just a quick wave from Katerina there.
that's okay.
Just giving us a little
I'm
wave.
not sure why you needed to say sorry. It's not a sorry moment when Katerina Karamani waves at the camera.
More for interrupting you whilst you're in mid-flow.
Well, Ortiz could go well. Giovanni could go well. Manshandi, Denton, I think could go well. Watch out for Yaramillo and Gianatti as well. Vittori, maybe. Dana Wagner, possibly. Jennifer Gothlander, definitely.
Oh, she was on storming form. Katerina Karamani, 2 second places, a 3rd place. Not got a win yet on Sunday Race Club. Katerina, no pressure, but we're looking for that win. Will it come today? Those second places came on Belgium and the Alula Adventure Loop.
Both very similar.
Very, very similar to this. Very interesting. The 3rd place came on Hadaria on the Ascend. Another sort of short, punchy climb at the end of that. So, yeah, I think your tip there could well be, is today going to be Karamani's day? Well, they've got to make their way through the 2 sprints, 3 checkpoints, 4 climbs on those climbs overall. 3 of those are checkpoints. And then that long run to the finish. And it's quite a fast finish here in Belgium. It's just tucked slightly out and away around the right-hand bend as well, just to make life just a little bit more difficult if you don't know exactly where that is as you make your way in and through. But one rider who's definitely going to know where she's going, Dorothy Gonzalez Ruhr. An absolutely phenomenal MyWhoosh championship from Gonzalez Ruhr.
Yeah, absolutely.
She was so strong.
The first 3 days were just dominant.
And the way that she battled for the jersey, to hold that jersey, her team was strong all the way through as well. And then she was fighting all the way into the end. Definitely not one to discount from a sprint, but the sprint is on. Jennifer Gothlander is the rider that we're in with at the moment. She's out the saddle, really putting the power down here. She's got some work to do. She's coming at speed. Has she got enough momentum? She has, and it was close there. I think that went to Gonzalez Ruhr on the way through. It looks like it has. We'll just wait for the computer to do a double check on the way through there in category.
Yeah, it did.
2.
So Gonzalez Ruhr taking the 5 points from Svardström from Gothlander. Ortiz and Russell in the mix as well for the lower points. But one of the really interesting things, the category 2 pack, very steady out of the pen. Category 3 and some of category 4 going through that point before them. So a steady start from category 2 today as we head down to category 1.
Now, lots of our riders in teams, regularly representing teams, whether it's the team competition or not. Ablock International, Kulczynski, world champion McCarthy, and Hermansen in there. Cycling District, Caramello, Wiseman on the team. Supernova, Tomasi, Kittle, and Field. Sweat Sensations represented by Guerra, Bruni, and Fua. We've also got the breakaways, Alberg, Van Heuling, Gallegos, and Bjarhead. And the Watt sisters, our final team, Van Shaw, Velt, and Brook. It's time to go racing in category 1. It's the 4th qualifier in August. It's our final qualifier in August before our finals next week. All of our riders on the race route, 35 kilometers of distance to cover, 324 meters to ascend, 2 sprints, 4 climb checkpoints, and lots of tough kilometres in the wheels.
There are, but you know what I'm going to say first? Category 1 are out of the pen. 28 riders on the start sheets, and welcome back, Mina Koinsinen. Welcome back to Category 1. It is great to have you here. Looking forward to seeing that journey continue.
And we talked about battling riders. I think that the battling that she did in the MyWhoosh Championship, she defended that jersey in style and well deserved. I've got to echo your comments there.
Yeah,
I think 100%.
absolutely brilliant. And now Kate McCarthy back on her screen. Nice to see a plain wall again, Kate, behind you, rather than your support crew taking over your pain cave. But just a picture of the dog on the back wall today. And great to see Kate McCarthy back on the bike and back on the Sunday Race Club after that dominant performance in the MyWhoosh Championships. She was absolutely brilliant. And we saw her racing, I'm going to say racing her socks off, because it was absolutely fabulous to see the world champion in action and racing so hard and so strongly to win that championship title.
I know you're the font of most things, or in terms of knowledge on the Sunday Race Club and cycling esports. Does Kate McCarthy ride in socks to actually race
I don't know,
socks off?
Because I've no idea. But you know, it's a great turn of phrase.
It is a fantastic turn of phrase. Maybe we'll get to find out whether Kate does indeed ride in socks or not. Or
She's not a triathlete. It's only triathletes, isn't it, who don't ride in socks?
I would have thought so. I don't know.
I don't know.
There's some serious advantages of riding in socks.
Gabby Guerra rides in socks.
Yes.
Look at that.
Good to see Gabby back on the bike once again. You can see the course profile just off to a right-hand side there, which shows her where the climbs are, where those sprints are.
She had a fabulous week as well.
Oh, I think it really did show just how good McCarthy and Guerra are. The pair of them really showed they were a class part, and they really set out a big marker in terms of being able to ride the stage race. For me, it's not decisive in terms of what it shows for things like Sunday Race Club, though, which is shorter, sharper than the stages, but also for the World Championships, because it's a different time scale.
Different.
It's it's like trying to put two different time zones together. It doesn't always work.
And we saw elements in the MyWhoosh Championships around the skill set that will be required to win the World Championships in November. But they are going to be two very different skill sets. And for me, I'm really looking forward to it. We're seeing it in the open qualification races at the moment. That's a different type of rider.
Yeah.
You know, 1 minute power, 3 minute power, absolutely important. Short, sharp, punchy, attacking, the ability to recover, the ability to go again. And, you know, we know Kate McCarthy and Gabby Guerra have that as well. But it's been absolutely fascinating watching the open qualifiers and seeing the different type of rider and the different nature of racing. Well, at the moment, Lisa Hermansen is dialing it off the front at the moment for the sprint points. Fabulous to see Hermansen driving this today. Belgium is always a course that suits Hermansen. She is a short, sharp, punchy racer.
And that time of Hermansen takes us straight in at the top of the standings as well in terms of speed. I think going to get that double checked out before we bring that up. But I think Hermansen from Moroz, from Tidholm, from Tomasi and Engstrom scoring 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1 points respectively. Hermansen's time 3 minutes 40.753 seconds to get to that checkpoint. It is indeed the fastest of the day, as you said, Emma, though. Category 3 with Valentina Dissignan, the red that we saw on our screens coming through, taking that sprint actually quicker than Dorothy Gonzalez-Ruhr for the core squad, who was the leader over the line for Category 2. Schultz for Category 3, Hermansen for Schultz for Category 4, Hermansen for Category 5, and Hamilton for Category 6. So the times ranging from 3:40 to just shy of 6 minutes to reach the checkpoint. That quick reminder, that checkpoint at 2.3k. Up at the top of the climb of the Quarter Kia, Category 3 have gone through with Emily Nyquist taking top spot. So Nyquist doing the business in Category 3 at the top of the Quarter Kia, taking the 5 points from Sopers 4, Gemma Daniels 3, Lorena Beltram's 2 and Jen Rial's 1. And that's in Category 3. Category 4 have also gone through. Whilst I find them, Emma, Bridget Kittle
Yes,
Great
she's
race.
on
Great
our
racing
screens at the
from
moment.
Kittle recently. She's really on form.
She is, and she's a really punchy driving type of rider, and I think she could go well here today in Belgium as well. Good to see a number of other riders in here too, and you can see, take a look at that. Kittle has Belgium, the map right by the bike in the pain cave, so she knows exactly where she's going. She'll have notes written on it, and I once had a conversation with Catherine Fuhr about maps and notes written on it, and hers are as much scribbled on as mine.
That's quite impressive. I think I take the prize though for the most scribbled on map today. It is more scribbled than it is map or
Well,
profile. Shall I just jump in with category 4? From the results from the Cortakia. Larissa Hyborg going over the top of the climb of the Cortakia in category 4, taking maximum points from Jennifer Ellos, taking second place with Perry in third, Marston in fourth, and Hyde in fifth place at the top of the Cortakia climb. We'd seen category 5 go over the top. Bago taking that, as we had seen, but it was from Marshall, Alza, Ermolova, and Kennedy. Meanwhile, Francesca Tomasi on our screens. Bike helmets on the shelf there. Got the bottles at the side, and Tomasi looking very focused. Fantastic riding by Tomasi on the high mountains. Certainly one of our strongest riders on that MyWhoosh Championship in terms of the mountains. Propelled herself up on the Fuji stage, really pushed herself to the top of that summit finish climb, but then put in a storming time trial on stage 6, which really cemented her place up there. She's shown she's a force to be reckoned with and could well be a surprise challenger when it comes to those World Championships. It will depend on what she can do in the sprints early on. So category 1 on the way towards the climb. Meanwhile, category 5, Valentina Desegna on the second sprint of the day. Well, Desegna's going to go in through. Desegna, as we know, have been at the top of the climb and leading through there. She's got the sprint jersey on at the moment. So Desegna looking very, very strong today. Clearly on form and riding well. Esler challenging her. Sopers is there. This is the leading group. It's not all the bunch by any stretch of the imagination.
No, it's the leading group because, of course, the second sprint of the day comes after they've climbed the Cortakia. So Desegna takes 5 points and that green skin suit. That's the end of the sprint competition now here in Belgium. Esler from Real, from Nielsen and Kasani picking up points. I'm just taking a little look back to tell you how many riders are in the group. 13. So 13 riders in the leading group in category 3 at the moment. Really interesting to see.
So breakaway or what is left of the peloton, depending on which way you look at it. I think it's really what's left of the peloton because I think it's been fractures coming off the back, although there is a couple of big groups behind. We'll have to see if they can pull that gap back down. Meanwhile, going into category 2, they're coming up over this section of climb, and Schneider at the moment just having to battle here to stay with the riders here. Christine Schneider that we saw in action on those championships, currently dropped by Rubble for 10 seconds and Birkin for 12, but she's by no means lost on the road. Still plenty of riders behind her, still working hard to try and close the gap down, but Schneider out of the saddle here. I think Schneider's going to bring herself back in. She's such a strong rider. We saw that time and time again. She's smart as well. I think the push over the top here from Schneider should get her into position. At the moment, Christine Schneider working very, very hard indeed to get in touch with this group, which includes Ruti Rees, Anna Giannetti, Kirsty Hebersmith, Gonzalez. It is the leading group.
It is. There's a few riders off the back, and you can see those on the top right-hand corner of the screen. But Reese part and parcel of this group, and she's tightly in the mix, the rider from Brazil. And you can see the dark night outside because, of course, wherever our riders are in the world, they are all racing at the same time on MyWhoosh, which means with the many time zones around the world, it's never the same time for them in real life. So in Brazil at the moment, well, very, very early hours of the morning. Here in Europe, we're at around 10 a.m. And of course, Australia and New Zealand, well, it's nighttime, evening time for them. So depending upon where our riders are in the world, it's a very different structure to the Sunday Race Club day.
Yeah, and Ruthie Reese, a rider who could go well here, best in the Sunday Race Club so far, second place. And that was done on the Californian Coast and Country, which is a very similar race route, really, the Californian course to the route in Belgium. Now, we're in with Randacool in Category 5, a bit further up the road, currently at 18.4 kilometres, 35 minutes of racing on the clock for Randa at the moment. And at the moment, just looking to push to make sure that she makes the most. She has got the leaders in Category 4, being led by Larissa Highball, on the way in behind. So making their way up towards the front. So let's see if she can get herself right the way to the front of that race route, the front of the Category 5 route. Right hand side, Ermolova, Knowles, Bago, Tajeros, Alzet, motoring.
Yeah, they are indeed. Motoring is the word. At the top of that Valkenburg climb checkpoint, they really are flying through this course today. Ermolova picking up those 5 points, Knowles picking up 4, Bago picking up 3, Tajeros picking up 2, Alzat picking up 1. Now, this Category 5 leading pack, 8 riders in here, along with the 5 who picked up points, Kennedy, Marshall, and Smithson. It's a fabulous leading group, and they continue to drive forward, picking up 1 or 2 Category 6 riders. So Melissa Scriven and Adriana Barco now tightly in the group, the 2 Category 6 riders in the purple jerseys. There is Melissa Scriven. She's waving to the Category 5 riders. Hello, nice to be with you. Take me for a little ride along the top by the water. Melissa Scriven is also riding and racing and waving to us all here. We're going to wave back. Ready? Go!
There we go. Synchronised waving to Mel. In with this group here with Knowles in here, just in the group. And I think now is the time to be super smart. Jump in, stay in, and use them on the descent down from the Valkenburg. Use that pace and speed.
Well, I can tell you the gap back to the next Category 5 group is not big. Well, I say not big. It's around 40 seconds. And there's another group of 4 or 5 riders actually rolling behind. So it's going to be interesting to see whether this group continue to move on and gap that group, or whether the groups start to come back behind. But it's not going to be long until that Category 5 pack go into the Eichenberg duo.
So the riders at the very front of the race at the moment on the left-hand side of your screen. So they're the furthest down the race route, 2K in front of the Category 5 leaders, Category 6 leaders. They went over the top of the climb with Solorzano, Sarazu, Navarez, Liu and Hamilton leading them over the top of the Valkenburg climb. They went through just ahead of the riders in Category 5 who are slowly closing down that gap. Meanwhile, in Category 1 are on the first climb of the day. This is the Kortekia, and they're being, they were being led by Catherine Fua. Fua clearly looking to make sure that this goes at the pace she wants. She was out of the saddle, kicking down hard. There's some really nice pace coming down from Fua as she pushes through those pedals, sits back down again as they go over the top here. It will drop down, and then we've got the second part of the climb to come. So rolls over the top, descent, level, descent, and then the final kick up over the top, and that hairpin left-hand turn that takes you into the checkpoint itself.
Well, you can see the stretch on the group on the top right-hand corner of your screen off of the first part of the climb. The first part of the Kortekia climb is the sharp sting in the tail, not the second part, because the first part goes up to 17%, where we saw Fua driving over the top. It's split the group. We've got 4 smaller groups behind, but 13 riders in the leading group at the moment in Category 1. And great to see Fua pushing on and driving punchy. Mina Koisnen, we're in with her. Welcome back to Category 1, Mina. Yep, it's hard. She's just remembered what it's like. But she's giving it her all. She's in the group with Paulson, Wiseman, Engstrom, Nevin, Tidholm and Brown. She's got great company around her. Brilliant racing, and Category 1, it's tough.
It is, and there's going to be that acclimatization almost as you move across. It's a bit like if you think that number 1 at the top of the ladder, it's so high, you've got to acclimatize up there, and it takes time to get used to it.
It's the Everest of cycling.
Yeah, pretty much. Maybe without quite the same level of risk at the very, very top. But she's got to get it used to, got to adjust to that racing at that level. It's always hard when you move up a category. It doesn't matter whether you're a junior moving into Espoirs, moving into your category 4, 3, 2, 1. As you move through, it doesn't matter. Because you've got to get used to that. And this group are not far behind. Those are the leaders in front here of the Tidholm, Wiseman, Caramello, Paulson,
I'm not sure.
Engstrom, Brown, and Cloyston and group.
Well, I'm just thinking whether the Everest analogy is the right one, because I have some friends who used to guide the Everest Marathon.
Okay.
And obviously the trek into base camp, and then the marathon is back down.
Okay.
And they used to say that don't believe what you hear, because everybody is ill at base camp.
I think, yes, everybody's ill at base camp, but it is also about how bad you are. It's not that somebody
relative,
good or bad. It's that everybody.
Well,
some people are just less bad.
I'm just hoping the bad on the start line of the Category 1 race is nervous energy that means you execute a great race. Well, Catherine Furr at the moment is driving here with Kristen Kolczynski and Tomasi. They're driving on this punchy climb. It's the second part of the Kortekeer, and I'll tell you, one of the other riders who's up here is Hermansen. She always goes well in Belgium. It really, really suits her style of racing and her riding. But Van Hooling is here as well as Alberg. And Camilla Alberg, for me, was one of the real highlights of the MyWhoosh Championships, and really showing us on that final day and in the individual time trial just how strong she really is and what level of form she's on.
And Alberg doing a great time trial, but also then riding strongly throughout to mean that time trial was so decisive for her. Fur's tactics very interesting on these climbs. She's leading on to them. She's leading in. She's setting the pace. She's setting the tempo on the early part of the climb. Maybe wanting to just make sure it's tough at the early part to cut down on the explosivity as you go up and over the top. Because the faster you take the pace, the harder it is for people to jump clear. You just saw Guerra go flying over the top there. She popped out from the front. She just snatched that point as you came over the top there. But interesting, the people who were there are all people who have had strong MyWhoosh championships and are contenders for the UCI championships.
Well, you've got the gold medal, the silver medal, and the bronze medal in the women's race from 2024 World Champs on your screen there. Kate McCarthy, Catherine Fua, and Gabby Guerra. What a trio.
Indeed, an absolutely amazing, talented bunch. And if you think that we had Guerra, Fua, and McCarthy in the top 5, joining as they went over the top of the climb, joining them over the top, Tomasi in second place and Van Heuling in fifth. So it was Guerra from Tomasi from Fua, from McCarthy from Van Heuling. There, you're 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1
and
points.
I'll tell you, at the top, do you know, it was only 10 seconds separating the top 2 groups in Category 1.
It's close together.
Really close together. And it really depends on what this Category 1 pack do. I don't think the second pack will get back. But what a push. 14 riders confirmed in that leading group. Van Shaw, Hermansen, Kittel, Bruni, Bjarhead, Lethbridge, Velt, Alberg, Kolczynski, Van Hooling, McCarthy, Fua, Tomasi, and Guerra.
Let's take whilst we're just watching this chasing group go on, let's just take a little bit of a flick up the road to the top of the Valkenburg climb. We've seen Solazon and Sarasu, Narvaez, Liu and Hamilton in Category 6 hit that. In Category 5 at the top of the Valkenburg climb, the second of our climb, Ermolova from Knowles, from Bago to Jeros and Alza in Category 5. In Category 4, it was Heibor, Elos, Hadlock, Barragan, and Hermansen. Then in Category 3, it was Nyquist, Cassani, Sopers, Daniels, and Prado in that order as they went over the climb. Now, we have talked about Mina Koistonen having a new addition to the family. Welcome to the Sunday Race Club. We see in person the youngster, and look at this. This is proper family life. Good to see Tattoo in the background there, and the youngster as well. So, watching, spectating bike racing when you're young, it's a formative thing.
Subliminal messaging. You will be a world-class cyclist when you're older.
Yeah, maybe at work.
You never know. But can I just say, There is one real thing about cycling esports. It enables elite athletes to do exactly what Mina Koivunen is doing: stay at the top of her game, race her sport that she loves, in a family environment that just would not be possible if she was racing out on the road.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. And it also allows the whole family to connect together if both are at home.
Yep.
And that's not a bad thing.
Not at all.
That's great. If that's how it works for you, then it's great that cycling esports can facilitate however your family is made up. Right. Let's dive on with our riders and racing, and let's see how far our riders have got, because Nyquist, the last of our riders, up over the top of the Valkenburg climb. No riders, I think, have hit the top of the Eichenberg climb at the moment. Category 6, of course, were leading the last we saw them. Last riders onto the road were the Category 1 leaders. They're back together again, but this is a run for the sprint here. 12.7k is the sprint of Arch, and here it comes. And look at this to Massey. Come on, get the checkpoint. I'm going to have you. There you go. Thank you very much, Kaching. That's going to be points in the bag, money in the bag as well for the first of the riders through that checkpoint behind. Kolchinsky goes with her here. Now, and Kolchinsky, I think, wants to make this a longer range attack. We know Kolchinsky and Tomasi are both great uphill. This is coming down the flat and into the descent. But once they get to the very bottom, there is a big climb coming.
Well, look at that, because the chase group is coming as well. And we could well see a group of 21 riders coming back together in the Category 1 race.
So up on your screen, Tomasi took the checkpoint there in Category 1, only about 32 seconds quicker, interestingly, than the Category 2 riders at the 12k marker. So Category 1 having a steadier start until the moments of explosion and the moments of attack. Behind you can see all of those riders. And don't forget, you can catch up with all of the race results, the splits, the checkpoints, the climbs, the team, the Queen of the Mountains, the sprint winner overall on the MyWhoosh website. It's www.mywhoosh.com. Go to the results page and click onto the live race. It is live as we speak, so all the results on there provisional until they get the official stamp of approval. If you scroll down the page, you'll see one of the races with that stamp of approval. MyWhoosh Champions got them. Championships on there, so all the riders verified. There's going to be a double check through, I think, by the team before they are confirmed and go back out. Meanwhile,
they saw the group coming, so they decided to push on.
Well, yes, there is a large degree of that, because the group will come in and there's going to be a squeeze behind. Now, interestingly, you said that second group's got on. Not everybody has made contact in Category 1. Meanwhile, let's go in with Alexandra Knowles. A little bit of a stretch as she's in with this group on the descent down, currently at 26 kilometres. And that means now over the top of the Eichenberg hill, now heading for the Eichenberg climb. Time to get as much rest as you can, because you drop down. And it's very quickly into the ascent. Big change of the gears there from Knowles, just reaching to the gear lever and just changing gear there as well. The drop down going to be interesting. Now, the gap, it's only 19 seconds to Sarasu and Solzano. 2-second gap from Sarasu to Navies, because they're on the climb, I think. Just taking a check, just about to hit the climb. So Navies has got a little bit of a gap, but with this group coming, I think we're going to see the group from Category 5 catch the Category 6 leaders as they come up to the summit of the climb. And because if it goes on, if they catch on the very summit, there is the opportunity for the Category 6 leaders to jump in with Category 5 and try to stay with them to the very finish of this race.
Yeah, so this really is now about timing and where the catch is made, because after the top of the Eichenberg climb, it's either downhill or flat. It's a 6-kilometre run to the checkered flag, and if the Category 5 riders catch the Category 6 riders at the top of the climb as they're heading into the descent, that scenario, Matt, could well take place. If they catch them on the climb itself, we will see, I imagine, the Category 5 riders go over the top of the Category 6 riders, and it won't be a mixed race group. Well, at the moment, we've got 7 riders at the front of this Category 5 race: Kennedy, Bago, Knowles, Tejeros, Alzat, Ermolova, and Marshall. These are the riders in the group. You can see 3 Category 6 riders chasing hard behind.
That's not a big gap, is it?
3 Category 6 riders up ahead as well. This is a big push now, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens in both of these races.
And Kirchner and Limbago and Co just taking advantage of that group coming through on that descent to use that momentum, just come try and get as much draft as they can. This is the front of the race. Solzano, Sarasu, Narvaez, and the moment Sarasu with that polka dot jersey, the polka dot skin suit, just looking to squeeze on a little bit here. This trio, I think, really wants, if they're smart, they need to push here, really, really push to try and get to the top of the climb, because they can reinforce the gap to the riders behind by utilising the draft of the riders that are coming through, but they need to be ready to go with them. And that means I think they're going to get caught, yes, they are, before they reach the summit of this climb, the top of this climb. The checkpoint comes at what is 29 kilometers, and that means that the gap, unfortunately, I think is going to be too big for them as they go over the top. Between them and the category 5 riders who catch them, they've got too much work, I think, here, Emma. They're not going to be able to stay with the category 5 leaders all the way over the summit. I mean, they're great climbers, they're here now, but I'm not sure that's going to be achievable as they come up here. It depends on what this category 5 race does. If it explodes at the top, I think we'll see the category 6 riders dropped. If they take it slightly steady, there is a chance for those category 6 leaders to stay in the draft.
Yeah. Just jumping back in with category 4, we're in with Angel Hadlock at the moment, and you can see fan blowing, keeping her cool in the pain cave. Perry is 8 seconds up the road at the moment at the 26-kilometre marker, which tells me this is the descent from the Eichenberg Hill into the Eichenberg climb. And Perry just 8 seconds away. You can see that solitary red jersey up the road, just if you look hard. But Hyde, Montoya, Hadlock, Barragan, Ellos, all in this chase group. There's also a category 5 rider in there, Trudy Stevenson, and she will be sat in there at the moment. They will, unfortunately for her, drop her when they get to the climb.
Almost certainly. It would take an incredible ride to stay.
Oh, interesting move here.
Yeah, Kulczynski continuing to push here. Tidholm on the way in, and they're coming into the next climb here. There's a little drop and then a rise at the Valkenberg as you come up in towards the summit. For me, it's going to be very, very telling how those riders go over the top. The category 2 just hit the top. Gottelander,
yeah,
she's on such great form. She can sprint, she can climb.
This type of course is perfect for her.
It does, doesn't it? I mean, there's a similarity really between Jennifer Gottelander and Lisa Hermansson.
Yes.
Really. And not just because they're both from Sweden, but because they both are great on the sprints, the climbs,
the punchy stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you, punching their way over the top of that climb is 18 riders in the category 2 race. Kirsty Heber-Smith just off the back of the group by 5 seconds. She's the rider who needs to close that down. But it was indeed Gottlander leading over from Roach, Giovanni, Vittori, Ortez were the riders picking up the points. The other riders in the group, Hakkinen, Lundin, Giannatti, Denton, Garea, Thompson, Karamani, Svardstrom, Gonzalez-Rua, Rees, Manshandi, Russell and Wagner. That is one leading group in category 2. Look at the size of it. And for me, now they've got, they've got the Eichenberg Hill and the Eichenberg Climb. But at this point in the race, for me, that's a selection. We might lose 1 or 2, but we're still going to see a big group of category 2 riders go into that finish line together. Now, category 1, Kristen Kulczynski has a plan.
It's a mission. Not a plan. Well, maybe it's a planned mission, but she's definitely on the move. This is really interesting. Make this long. Make it into a long, long race, because we know she's great on long hill climbs. Well, put the gear up. Push through the flat, push through the downhill, make it one long race. Don't ease back off again. Get the gap, get the distance. Kulczynski with a gap of 4 seconds to Tidholm, 15 seconds to the bunch behind. The bunch behind not really reacting a huge amount at the moment. You've got Tomasi in there. You've got Kiddle in there. Alberg in there. Van Huling's in there. Guerra, Fua, Van Shaw. It's such a big group. You can see them on your screens at the moment. The world champions jersey there, McCarthy. You got that sprint jersey being worn by Tomasi at the moment. You've got Guerra's polka dot skin suit as climb leader after the climb so far, going up over the top of the quarter Kia. But in category 1 at the moment, the pressure is on the pedals, the chains are tight, the chasing group are just about could qualify as chasing, but it's close. The power now starts to move up. We start to see Van Shaw 6.7, now 7.1 watts per kilo. We're starting to see Fua squeeze to the front here. They've got Tidholm in their sights. Kolchinsky's a further 15 seconds up the road from where they are now. Tidholm only 2, and that gap is coming down. If that is 2 seconds, I'll be very surprised as they make their way in and along, because this really, really is a push. They're not going to get back Kolchinsky. Kolchinsky surely is going to take the points here. Remember, 3 climb checkpoints. Checkpoint 1. And that is the quarter Kia in the climb competition. Checkpoint coming 9.9k. This is the Valkenburg climb checkpoint, 19.6k in. Here comes Kolchinsky. She's going to take that. That means she'll equal the points of Guerra in terms of wins.
This is a massive move.
Now you're going to see a kick from Guerra. Valti's right up there. At the moment, Val just heading Guerra. Guerra goes over the top. Guerra wants those points. She's going to take 9 points in the competition in total onwards from here, because she scored 4 points that time round. She scored 5 on the first of our climbs. Kolchinsky, when we came over the quarter Kia climb in category 1, she scored 0 points, so it means she's not going to add it to her.
Nice point management from Guerra.
It was point management and lead defence on the way over the top there.
And whilst Kristen Kolchinsky leads the Category 1 pack through the Valkenburg climb checkpoint in 31 minutes and 1 second, Guerra did indeed defend that polka dot skin suit. Jennifer Gothlander led through Category 2. Emily Nyquist led through Category 3. Larissa Heiborg led through Category 4. Daria Ermolova led through Category 5. And Angie Solorzano, Category 6.
So all the times on MyWhoosh.com. Don't forget, of course, also on MyWhooshinfo.com. Loads of great info, details, stats, data. You can check out what runners are getting up to, what courses, what events are on. You can join the Discord channel for the team time trial with Full Speed Events and Emma heading that up with Holly Bergin and a couple of other people, just making sure that they get the teams coordinated for the team time trial. That's on MyWhoosh info.
You can indeed join. We're really getting going, because there's a new team time trial series starting very, very shortly. So if you want to join us, many different team time trial teams racing.
And don't forget, of course, that you can jump on board with your team on there. And it's a great way to get loads of information. Do get in touch with Emma. You can get hold of Emma. It's at biking_Emma. You can get hold of me. It's at MattFixerPayne. All on Instagram. Don't forget, if you're going to try and get in touch with MyWhoosh, if you have got the game downloaded on iOS, on Android, or on Windows, and you want to chat to people, then the Facebook page, MyWhoosh Indoor Cycling, great place to do that as well. Don't forget, of course, there's lots of great teams out there representing riders and getting the riders out. When we mentioned Cycling District at the start of this, but there are teams big and small, single category, multiple categories. There's so much racing on at the moment. It's brilliant to see more and more people joining the MyWhoosh family, jumping on board on MyWhoosh. Remember, no subscription to ride on MyWhoosh required, and you can jump on board whether you're using speed sensors on a set of rollers or whether you have the very latest smart turbo bike. Then you can jump on board. The riders, if you want to race with Gabby Guerra, with Kate McCarthy, and with Catherine Fua on the Sunday Race Club, well, you will need to have a minimum level of equipment, and that is because we have so much prize money on offer. We have to verify all the riders, and every single rider on the Sunday Race Club is verified.
Whether you are category 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. You know that every single competitor on the Sunday Race Club has undergone that verification and has met the standards required. While at the moment, the push from Kolchinsky, she has indeed, well, look at that, back in the fold.
Yep, all back together again. Little bit of a squeeze, though. on the front here. Little bit of a push, nothing drastic going. Just starting to make a little bit of a move. Joanna Tidholm's been on the attack once already. She's back on the move again. Can she make her way up and away from the group? I think just stretching her legs here, because the group is riding at 4 watts per kilo, and that is not a tough pace. You can see for Tidholm, though, that she's rolling around that zone 2, 3 most of the time here, dipping into 4 occasionally, and that is the amount of effort on there. And remember, it's different for many riders. The riders in category 1, their zone 1 or 2 would be an ordinary person's zone 6.
Yes, just taking a little look, because we just jumped in with category 3, and the split here at the moment is amazing, because this is the descent off of the Eichenberg climb. This is the start of the run into the finish. Nyquist, Kasani and Sopers, the riders clear at the moment, and Nyquist, Kasani and Sopers were the 3 riders over the top together. They need to stay clear if they're going to stay clear of the chase behind, and that's being led by Keely Bennett. She's at 3 seconds, and a further 5 seconds back, Daniels, Beltran, Esler, Prado, Brooke, Desenia, they are all in there chasing hard. So can the 3 riders stay clear? That is a really big question at the moment. I'm not sure on this course with a 5K flat running they can, because that is one big group chasing.
And I think the one thing that the riders in front will also be thinking is, let's use this as, let's think of it as a little bit of a recovery space in the bank. So we don't need to go quite as hard. Let's let the riders behind work hard and close that gap down. Jimmy Prado in action, solo in the pain cave today rather than in with the rest of the team. And Prado in the group here. Great to see Jimmy Prado in action once again, multi-time national champion. I think she was a real road captain, and I think really, really important, I think, for Angelica Altamarina and Kim Bonilla, when we saw them on that MyWhoosh Championship, all in that same room supporting each other. And
the 2 under 23 riders,
the 2 young riders have got a rider of the wealth of experience that Prado brings, of dealing with pressure, of racing at the top. I thought that was really, really good thing to see, and I think it just shows the advantages of being in a team, in a squad. And getting that extra little bit of support. Prado today in with the group, a regular rider on the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club. Prado, a rider who I think has got a lot going on at the moment in terms of racing, and I think that is definitely the case at the moment, the way it's panning out. But a rider who's taken 7 wins already, so never ever discount Jimmy Prado.
No, you shouldn't ever discount her at all. Well, don't discount any of these riders either, because they've got 900 metres to the finish line. Marshall, Bago, Knowles, Kennedy, Alzat, Tejeros, Ermolova, all in this leading category 5 group. The category 5 leaders, all 7 of them, clear of the category 6 leaders by around 45 seconds at the moment. This is going to be the first group of riders who see the finish line today, and it's lining up for a sprint in category 5. There's one small kicker to go before they hit the finish line. The question is, will someone go long on that small rise? Often it doesn't work.
So one more turn to go. The archway just after the right-hand bend that's coming up. You've got this straight, long run now. You've got to make sure that you're in the right place. If you are at all wanting a long sprint, you still got to start going now. This is the moment. This is where you've got to go. 400 meters to go. Now we start to see the sprint. The big kicks are starting to come. The kick from Al's at 7.5 watts per kilo, 8 watts per kilo almost coming from Knowles. Knowles pushing up, trying to get right to the front here in front of her. It is going to be to Jeros and Marshall and Alzat, but Isabel Alzat with that big kick at just shy of 8 watts per kilo stole the march on everybody else. Has she managed to hold them all off? Rachel Kennedy's coming with the yellow bandana. On the side of her comes Ermolova. Ermolova goes on the right. Has she got it? Has Isabel Alzat taken that? Alzat held it to the line by 0.041 of a second from Daria Ermolova in second place. Rachel Kennedy in third, Gabrielle Marshall in fourth, and Alexandra Knowles in fifth place.
0.8 of a second separate the top 6 riders in category 5. Annalyn Tejeros rounding out that top 6. What a race.
Now, the next run for the line is not going to be a sprint because we'd seen on those climbs, on the climb going over the Eichenberg Hill and into the Eichenberg climb, a little bit of a gap opening up between Juliet Navarez and the rest of the riders. We saw it early on the Corte Keir climb, really working hard to be in contention. It has paid off and then some. Juliet Narvaez is going to hit the line here today. She's going to be our winner in Category 6 on qualifier number 4 on the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club. Narvaez comes in over the line. Job done. Congratulations. Meanwhile, run for second place and third place is on at the moment, and it looks like Venucci Sarasu is going to take away second place. She goes across the line just ahead of Angie Solorzano. Solorzano will take third, and we've got about 15 seconds or so for Hadjuk and Co to come in. That is going to be the battle for fourth and fifth, but let's drop across very quickly. Georgia Perry has gone long off the front.
Really long.
This is where we said need to go long. You need to do it now. Well, Perry has done that behind Elos, Barragan, Hadlock, all in the mix. High Boys in there as well. They're holding back the green jersey of Hermasen. The lace cut for Hermasen, I'm not so sure. They're too far back for me. We're going to come into this right-hand turn. Perry at the moment on the front here. This is a right-hand turn. This is going to be about going early now or going late because you left it late. Hyde goes 7.8 watts per kilo. Hyde has gone. Hadlock has gone. The line is coming for the group in front. Hyde is on the front of this, and now Hyde comes behind. Hyde hits 10 watts per kilo on the run to the line. It is going to be Hyde who takes it. She goes through. Claudia Hyde taking the win from Larissa Heiborg in second. Jennifer Elos in third. Angel Hadlock in fourth. And Rosalina Barragan rounding out the top 5.
That was just fantastic. 7 Category 4 riders coming through and coming in, but Hyde taking that sprint from Heiberg, Ellis, Hadlock, Barragan, Perry and Montoya rounded out that top 7. While the Category 3 riders had broken away last time we were in with them. They were descending and descending fast with a chase group behind, while that chase group are now at 17 seconds. And Sopers, Kasani and Nyquist are indeed clear in Category 3. They've got 1,000 meters to go. This, for me, is a really close run thing. It's going to be really interesting. Now, the finish is slightly uphill, which may well favour Nyquist, but Kasani can move and so can Sopers. This really is now about who launches and gets their timing right. Big sigh.
I'm nervous. I'm nervous for them right now because this is that moment. If you've been in a race and you're thinking, oh, it's at the line, it's coming. When do I go? When do I go? Your mind's trying to be like this ultra
cat and mouse.
You know, you're trying to be like the world's best supercomputer. At the same time, not trying to overthink it. At the same time, knowing time's running out to kick, and you know somebody's going to go. Is it going to be you? If you go, is it going to be? You can't have that doubt. You've just got to make a decision and stick with it, but you've got to choose your timing. Now, Nyquist is out of the saddle. She's on the drops there. She just moves to change gear there, pulls back down onto the drops, looking to engage as much muscle power for the sprint as she can. The coaches will tell you sprint from the drops, and that's where we see Emily Nyquist pulling on those handlebars in the polka dot skin suit. Nyquist has taken the climbs. Can she take the win? Sopers has come. 15 watts per kilo comes from Emily Sopers as she goes over the top of Nyquist. Emily Sopers takes the win. Emily Nyquist is going to take second place, and Asulia Kasani will take third on qualifier number 4 in our race there as they came in through the line. Sopers from the attack pack taking the win from Emily Nyquist in second, Asulia Kasani in third place. It's going to be Eva Essler who takes away fourth, so I'm going to get a correction here. It's not, because the computer's just done a quick double check of times. Sopers from Nyquist from Kasani, correct. Desegna coming through so quick. Computer had to catch up, taking the sprint jersey in fourth place. And Keely Bennett rounding out your top 5.
What a sprint and what a shot to be in with Emily Nyquist and to witness the level of power going through those pedals. And in the end, only enough for second. What a move. Absolutely amazing. Well, Category 2, they are a little further back down the field, 29.6 kilometres, and a little bit of a push off the front to pick up those points in the polka dot skin suit competition from Gothlander and Gorea. So they're 2 seconds clear of the rest of the group. But the rest of the group, I can tell you, 18 riders still in the leading group in Category 2. Well, Category 1, it's all change at the 28.7 kilometre marker because McCarthy has attacked. She's driving up the climb here at the moment. This is the Eichenberg Hill. This is the final checkpoint before the run to the finish line. And McCarthy has 14 seconds on Guerra and 24 seconds on the chase group behind that contains, well, it contains Kolczynski, it contains Velt, it contains Bruni, it contains Tomasi. They are 25 seconds back. Now, the question for me is, can McCarthy stay clear of the chase group on the 6 kilometre run to the finish with the gap she's established? Well, she's going to push, she's going to try, she's not going to come off the pace, she's going to settle now into that time trial pace, and she's going to continue to tap the rhythm. Guerra, well, she is now 10 seconds clear of the chase on the climb. I think she's going to hold that polka dot skin suit. Now that competition is complete. But Fua, Bruni, Kolczynski, Velt and Tomasi are not far back on Guerra. You know, the catch could well be made and then they could all be running into the finish line today. It's going to be really interesting to watch the finale to this Category 1 race. But at the top of the Eichenberg climb checkpoint, McCarthy led through Category 1 in 45 minutes, 28 seconds. Gothlander led through Category 2. Nyquist led through Category 3. Perry led through Category 4, Knowles, Category 5, and Solorzano, Category 6. Well, what is going to happen here? So let's take a look. We've got McCarthy out in 1. Guerra out in 2, and then the chase group coming behind. The chase group has a large number of riders in it, and at the moment they are 11 seconds back from Guerra, who is now 17 seconds back from McCarthy. But McCarthy and Guerra have something in common here. They are both sat at time trial pace. The group behind, not quite as strong in terms of the pace on the front, and the group behind are going to have to work together if they want to pull anybody back. But at the moment, they are absolutely not pushing as strongly. But let's not forget, the pack have got the draft in their favour. It's going to be interesting to watch.
And just seeing Gabby Guerra there, just take a little bit of a breather there, just dropping to about 4.5 watts per kilo, then a kick up at 7.5 to sit back down into just shy of 6. McCarthy and Guerra, very well matched riders, but McCarthy just seems to be able to explode, gets that gap and then holds it. Very, very strong tactics from McCarthy, and really saying, I mean, we've not seen her on the front. She didn't bother chasing points or being silly. She just held position, and then when she made her move, it was decisive. And that has opened the gap. Barring incident or accident, that should be a clear run for the line for the MyWhoosh champion for 2025, the world champion for 2024. That's in Category 1, but this is Category 2. Karamani looking for a first win. Gothlander looking to take this away. She's been so strong on those climbs. Will Gothlander be able to do this? They've still got some distance to go here, Emma. The finish line at 35k, we're at 32.5. You just can't see anybody being able to break at this stage. It's just conservation now.
There's 18 riders in this leading group, and it's a really interesting one. They've dropped Gonzalez Rua, so that sprint engine is out of the equation. And who does pick up the sprint win here? It's going to be really interesting. Gothlander has got to be a favourite. What can the rest of this group do? Varna, Vittori, Karamani, Gorea, Manshandi, Giannatti, Ortiz, Vittori, they are all in this group. Anna Russell is here as well. For me, this is going to be such an interesting cat and mouse game at the finish. Will fortune favour the brave? It's a seriously good question. Well, I can tell you on the left-hand side of your screen, Gabby Guerra has been caught. The pack chasing
Wow.
behind. Well, do you know, we said it was 10 seconds at the top of the climb, and 10 seconds at the top of the climb when you've got a group of 7 riders chasing behind, it's probably not enough on a 6-kilometre descent and flat run to the finish. So Guerra has now been pulled back in category 1. McCarthy still out at 28 seconds.
And Guerra has a kick. This is the
She
point
does.
here, really. Guerra doesn't need to worry too much, I think, about putting everything into a breakaway because it isn't her only option. She has a phenomenal kick on her. She's got some real snap. That real instant go from nothing to everything, just so quick, like as fast as you can snap a biscuit.
I can tell you, well, how fast can you snap a biscuit? Good
real
question.
Quick, if I'm
without
get
causing crumbs. But there are other riders in here with a snap and with a great sprint. I mean, we've got Van Hooling in here. Fua sprint is getting better and better and better. Kiddle is here. There are a number of riders in that mix, you know, who could win that sprint.
Definitely. Now, interesting comment coming in from Christoph on the live chat. Don't forget, you can get in touch on that live chat on YouTube. That's the one that we can only watch so many things at once. We've got a lot we're watching today, even more than normal. So do have put your comments on there. Christoph, good to have you with us, Christoph. Once again, Gabby will break later. Is his prediction that she's going to go for
she'll
a
go
secondary breakaway here. I think there's no trigger point for me. That's the thing. On the way in now.
Does she need a trigger point?
Yes, because that group is so big. You've got some real fast riders who can work on the front. Bruni, Alberg in there. Kulczynski's not afraid of doing a turn. You've got big sprinters in there. Tomasi's not afraid of doing it. Well, none of them are. But they're all, if they all work, they'll all get there. And are they going to give away, at this stage, with so little distance left, are they going to give away that win? The answer for me is, that second place answer is no. There's prize money at stake.
There is, and there's 800 metres left in this Category 2 race. 18 riders. We lost 1 or 2 of them, but it's still a big, big group coming in here. You can see Goslander at the moment. We're in with her. She's got to be eyeing up the win today, but she's got to be watching the rest because where the jump comes from in this pack. Katerina Karamani's gone long already with 600 metres to go. Katerina Karamani. We said she may well be up for this, and Sarah Roach is dialing it. So is Goslander. They've got to close her down, but they've got 500 metres still to go. They're driving towards the finish line here in Category 2, and Karamani is still on the move. Roach cannot bring her back. So Karamani is there. She's pushing on. How long can she hold this? Ortiz has now launched from behind. Can Karamani hold?
Karamani holding at 8 watts per kilo. Here comes Ortiz. Karamani's got a kick again. London is there. Thompson, but look at the speed over the top of Ortiz and London. They've gone over the top here. London, but they're pushing. But I think she's going to get caught on the line, potentially by Denton coming in through. Denton pushed to the line. Was it Denton? Was it London? It was London by 0.005 of a second from Rhiannon Denton in second place. Correa in third, Gothelander in fourth, Roach in fifth, Degerman Shandy in sixth, Wagner in seventh, Thompson in eighth, Giannatti in ninth, Ortiz in 10th, Hackett in 11th, Russell in 12th, and Katerina Karamani, 13th position, 1.2 seconds down. Unlucky today, number 13, for Karamani, but my goodness me, that was a brave, bold move, and I think that, for me, is almost the ride of the day in one move.
Well, she definitely was brave. She definitely gave it a shot. I think if she'd have held on for another 150 metres before she launched, she could well have taken the win. But she will learn from every single Sunday Race Club. This woman has learned from every single Sunday Race Club, and she's learned how to win.
Oh, and then some in space. Kate McCarthy, the world champion, comes into the finale here. This is her 54th Sunday Race Club, but Kate McCarthy goes through the line. She takes the win, her 37th win on the Sunday Race Club. 7 second places, 1 third place. I tell you something, learn. That's one of the fastest learners, the fastest people to go on the education of how to win and then make it a profession.
Well, the question is who's going to take second, third, fourth, and fifth. And this is the group that are running into the line. They're 500 metres out at the moment. A big, big pack. Tomasi Kiddle, Kolczynski, Ulber, Guerra, Fua. They are all in here. Oh, Van Hooling is as well. Who's going to launch? Who's going to hold their powder till the finish? This is the final corner.
And Fua's gone early. She went off the front early. She kicked down hard. She went early. She opened up the gap. That was absolutely key. She's caught them napping, and she's going to hold this line. You are not going to bring back Catherine Fua with that power. It's going to be Guerra who's going to take third place. Van Heulen's going to take fourth. Alberg, I think, will take a fifth place there as they came in through the line. McCarthy in one, Fua in two, Guerra in three, Van Heulen in four, Alberg in five, Velt in six, Bruni in seven, Tomasi in eighth, and Kolczynski in ninth, with Kiddle in 10th place. What a run for the line.
Yes.
Guerra, great sprint, quick snap. Catherine Fua,
power,
monstered it to the line,
15.
went out early.
I'm going to repeat that. 15 watts per kilo that kick went from Catherine Fua. We've said she's been getting stronger and stronger, and that sprint is really, really coming. She's clearly identified what she needs for later on this season, and she's been working on it, and that has just proved what a powerhouse Catherine Fua is today. Kate McCarthy taking the win, 53 minutes 33 seconds. Catherine Fua coming through and winning the sprint for second from Gabby Guerra, her teammate. Guerra taking third. Van Heuling, I said she was one to watch in the sprint. She's just taken fourth on the stage today. And Camilla Alberg takes fifth.
So a fantastic racing in our women's competition in qualifier race number 4. The riders will now get themselves into teams for those finals next week in our women's competition. I'll be putting a word to the action next week. Emma joining me here today, not with us for the women's final next week. She's on international duty for the UCI at the World Championship Paracycling. But Emma will be here in about 30 minutes time for men's qualifier race number 4. We're not letting around the studio that early. So Emma and myself, Matt Payne, will be here. Make sure you follow MyWhoosh. It's at MyWhoosh on Instagram, on Facebook. Make sure you give Emma a follow at biking_. Emma and myself at Matt Fixer Payne. Make sure, more importantly, you refuel, rehydrate, and get yourself back here for the men's race, qualifier race 4 of the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club. We will see you in a short while.
Goodbye.
So hello and welcome to the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club. It's qualifier race number 4 of 4, and it is our men's race here. The final men's qualifier before we move on to our finals next Sunday. My name's Matt Payne. I'll be putting words to the action alongside Emma Martin. Emma, a fast in places women's race, not fast everywhere. The sprinting and the selection of attacks for climbs was very interesting.
Oh, the power that we saw.
Yeah, superpower, but maybe a little bit dulled across the whole of the race distance, in part because of the that sharp edge was gone, and I think it's because people are saving it for the key points, like potentially we'll see here.
Yeah, and we should see some key point attacks today in the men's race because we're heading to Arabia to the Tel Marib course. Now, the last time we were here was qualifier 1 in June. It is 45 kilometres of racing, 532 kilometres of climbing, and it's rolling in places. It's never really flat. They come out of the start pen through the Aldar HQ sprint checkpoint. That's the first checkpoint at 2.7k. Then we go into the climbs. The second sprint checkpoint is at 30k. So just those two you've got to be able to climb to win the sprint competition today. The first climb, the aquarium climb, just 2.5%. That comes that checkpoint at 15.4. At the 21.6k, that's the Liwa Desert climb. That is short and spicy. There is a plateau in between those two staged climb. And then we go into Tel Marib. It is a really interesting section of climbs. They are all short, sub 1k. They are all steep. Think average gradient 9% to 10%. So the wall that is the Tel Marib climb checkpoint will then see the run to the finish line. But the run to the finish line, that final 5.3 kilometres from the top of the Tel Marib climb checkpoint, is not flat. It descends with a number of small climbs in the way. And technical finish.
Yeah, very much technical on the run into the final checkpoint and out the other side in terms of getting pace management, momentum, when to apply the power, when to rest, when to sit in the draft, when to move up. 6 race categories, as always, on the Sunday Race Club as we've moved up into 2025, moving to those 6 race categories in the men's racing. Same as in the women's, and of course an equal prize fund across the men's race as there is in the women's race as well. Category 6, the first riders to go. Category 1, the last riders to go from our race pens here in Arabia in Tel Marib, and face that 45-kilometre course. Category 6 going first. We have our teams here today because we have BMC represented in a multitude of teams. The High 6 team, captained by Jonathan Cridlett. BMC 6, Truba and Cronje. We've got the Sixers from BMC, Fossied and Bain. Level Carbon, Lloyd and Rooney. Spinergy, well, they have the biggest team fielded today. If it was a final, they would have enough to qualify. That's Abbott, Domagnon and Murtry. Wheelie's Races are represented by Kozol and Lanador. And the ZTBI Yanamani squad, Sugai and Brito. They are 14 of the riders on this race field. I have to say, I'm going to be really interested to see what happens as we go through today. I'm hoping that we're going to see Marius Fossiet on the start line and out and racing, but we're in with another of the riders who is racing with him in Category 6 on the MyWhoosh Championship, Michael Adekanye, on the start line. The countdown is on. It's time to go racing. Final qualifier. We're up and away. First of the men's race starts taking place and out onto the course. It is a left and a right chicane almost as I come out, and then we hit the course proper already. Nick Hanley,
straight out the pen, one of our newer riders. I had made a little note on my category 6 start sheets to welcome the new riders to the Sunday Race Club. There is Nick Hanley on your screen. I'm wondering whether that is intention in the jersey that he's chosen to wear, because there are polka dots on it. There are 3 climbs in that polka dot competition today, and Hanley dialing it out of the pen. Antti Jarvinen coming in fast behind, trying to close him down, but he's put a massive stretch on the group really early on. Marcus Dolensky, also new to the Sunday Race Club, and Baptiste New. If I have missed you, it's not intentional. I've just selected a few riders to welcome.
So don't forget, you can always get in touch with us. Tell us about yourself whilst we have Spice. Sorry. journalistic sources across the globe. We do like you to tell us what
Please do.
Tell us what you're up to. Tell us what your background is. Tell us what your favourite pizza topping is. Whatever. We love all of the information, so please don't hesitate to get in touch.
Favourite type of racing.
Indeed. Get in touch on at biking_Emma or at Matt Fix Pain to get in touch prior to jumping on board. Good to see Robert Cronje in the Pain Cave here, the Republic of South Africa rider. At the moment, right up at the very front by the very head of this long group, which is already split into two with this early pace. 45k today for riders who raced the public qualifiers on for the UCI. This will feel like a long race. For riders who have been racing the MyWhoosh Championships, this is going to seem like a short race. For those who race the Sunday Race Club, well, it's business as usual.
Short and spicy. That's what today is going to be, with all the short, sharp climbs here on the Telmarib course. For the men, it's qualifier 4 for August. Now, last week, it was Alan Steele who took the win from Jonathan Cridland. Lucas Peter, Joachim Stretting and David Milano were the top 5. And, well, they are some of those riders on the start sheets today here in Category 6. Jeff Rooney is here. Brent Gibson is here. Ian Lloyd, Newman, Montoya. They are all on start sheets today. 51 riders on the start sheets in Category 6. Can I say there's 295 riders overall on the start sheets today in the men's race. It's not the biggest race field of the year, but I do have some interesting stats that we could well talk about after the first sprint push.
Indeed, 2.7k, the sprint checkpoint due to hit 700 metres out. Nick Hanley has gone on the offensive here. I'm wondering if Emma's New Zealand sources will be able to enlighten us. Maybe Nick Hanley is a former pro, or it should be, because I tell you something, he's got a position on that bike that says to me, this is a man who rides a lot. And I mean a lot. Just by this body position. Good road positioning, nice aero position, little change of the gear there, sitting on the hoods, tapping away the rhythm in the saddle, putting the power down at the moment at 5 watts per kilo. But unfortunately for him, he's got himself up against Sugai, who's come sprinting over the top. And you can see Eduardo Sugai here really hammering the pace down and the power, 450 watts plus on the run into the line. He wants those sprint points. He eases back a little. He knows he's done enough. He's going to take 5 points. Hanley for the push. He's going to be rewarded with 4. Yarvinen with 3. Then I think it's going to be Fossied and Junior Silver. Junior Silver, another of our regulars on the screen recently, taking away the 1 point behind. So just get those results confirmed, and then we will be able to tell you where those riders were in that sprint. But that's what it looked like to me. Meanwhile,
Nick Hanley, triathlete.
Okay, yeah, plenty of time low on the bike. Let's dive in with Category 5. Cycling District 5 are here in person with 4 riders: Mauricio, Castro, Pino and Lanador. The Danish Dynamite squad, captained by Rune Nielsen. We've got Totaro Esports here, and that is Alex Aseno. Level Racing, represented by Luke Kendall, Eben Schwartz and Luke Allport. With Level Up, Nicholas Hagland, James Mountier and Nathan Peterson. Level Warriors are here. They're represented by Rodolphe Bertrand. The MPCC team, Mortek and Laszlo. The Atlas Riders from Morocco, Lozzi and Tarabati. We've also got Dromard of Upcycling and Dotto of the Cherubas. The Cherubas are the ZTBR squad from Brazil. They are taking to the start here in the UAE in Arabia as we make our way out from the course, head out on to a race route here, the Telmarib race route, one of our oldest race routes in one form or another here since pretty much the inception of what was then the Friday Race Club, but is now the Sunday Race Club, if you go back far enough.
Well, 51 riders on start sheets in Category 5, and not all of those go back far enough. Some of them do, however, and the pack rolling steady out of the start pen this time, up to 40 kilometres an hour very, very quickly, but rolling. No big drive, no big push on the front of this pack. This is a much steadier state. start today. One of the really interesting things when the new riders come into the Sunday Race Cup, they just don't know what to expect from the start, and you really don't want to get caught napping, because the last thing you want to happen is to lose the race by not being out of the pen quick enough. Nicholas Hagland, he knows exactly what he's doing. He's nicely sat in the group behind Evan Svart, Daniel Dotto, Riley Milostic. He knows which wheels to follow. There he is, pushing on now and covering the moves. Nice riding. I love it when we get to go into pain caves and we get to see riders, and you can join. You can. You too can be on the screen like Nicholas Hagland is.
You can do the classic, "Hi, Mom, I'm on telly." Or you can be super cool. Nicholas Hagland is usually cool, although I have to say he wasn't looking so cool after some of our race finishes. He was looking utterly spent, but he had put so much into some of his race finishes. I was really impressed by his riding.
On the MyWhoosh Champs.
Yeah, and I know we talked about that a lot, but it's such a monumental event. To ignore it would be foolish, because how often do you see a $1 million US prize fund that is spread not just to the elites of the sport, not just to the gods of whatever it is that you're competing in, but across the whole of the race field? I mean, brilliant to see that
Daniel
taking
Dotto
place
as well.
Yeah.
He's on our screens. He's right at the front of the pack at the moment in Category 5. They're at 1.6k. They're coming up to 1,000 metres to go to the first checkpoint of the day. He too, brilliant riding from Dotto.
Nice.
He's in the mix with Allport, Svart, Labasno, Hagland. These riders pushing on now on the front of the pack. They are driving towards the first sprint checkpoint of the day. There are only 2. It's a very small competition today, and you've got to get over the Aquarium climb and the Leeward Desert climb to pick up points in the second of the sprints. Well, Evan Svart at the moment is on the screen, headphones on, music could be pumping. Music, psychological advantage, scientifically proven when it comes to sport. But Svart is in the mix at the moment with Dotto and Alport. He's got the time to give us a wave, but he is driving towards that 500 metres out now and on the front of the pack.
And I expect to see a big sprint here coming in, because this is going to be really key, isn't it? With 2 checkpoints today, not many chances to score points. Both are going to be key. Ebersford now starts to get out of the saddle, really starts to put. He's got Lasno, great sprinter with Lasno. Kriwonos is in there. Hagland, we know, can sprint as well. Lasno has gone early, though. He's gone off the front, and now Svart and Warren are chasing behind. Joel Warren, well, he took sprint after sprint after sprint on the MyWhoosh Championships. Is he going to get his timing to perfection? He is. Well, he's had plenty of practice. He gets that dialed. I tell you, Joel Warren is one to watch.
Under 23 rider. He definitely is one to watch, because he's got some power behind him. And
it's not just timing, is it?
He's going to progress really, really well. Now, just very quickly before we go down to the start pen with Category 4, I want to say welcome to the Atlas riders. 2 riders from Morocco joining Category 5, Hicham Etarabi and Saad Lozi. So welcome. Great to see Moroccan riders on the Sunday Race Cup.
Yes, we've had a few over the last few years. It's always great to see more. Wherever you are in the world, tell your friends, jump on board, get them down onto the start line. Let's run you through our teams in Category 4 before we go much further, though, because we have got the BMC Anzacs represented by Ryan Mew. We've got Cycling District 4. Now, Cycling District 4, i.e. Category 4, Cycling District have 4 riders, Pedancini, Pierre, along with Oliveira and Yannicki, 4 very strong riders. Level Golden has got Golden Boy himself, Eric Rimborg, on the start line. Peak Power are represented by Montoya and Rocker having some great racing, some real strength over the past week. The team from Ride Club Finland, represented by Rusty Mackie, but James Robinson representing the Anzacs as they head out. So can the Anzacs beat BMC Anzacs? Great to see so many different riders, so many different teams on a huge race field. And once again, Juan Quiros doing what Juan Quiros does. Clearly grew up in the school of Allport race starts. Off the front, Juan Quiros, off he goes, following an Allport, doing an Allport, and more importantly, keeping himself out of trouble by staying up near the front. And that's the key thing here. You can see on the screen, top right hand side of your screen, there is multiple riders being having to push on after the acceleration went out from the pen. And if you're not in the right place, if you are a little slow out of those pens, you really have to work hard And once you've expended that energy, you're going to have to put it back in. You're going to have to refuel before you go into the next section of this race.
Yeah, well, Juan Quiroz neatly ensconced in the pack. There he is in the pain cave on the bike, turning the pedals. Good to see you, Juan. Lovely, fabulous. And I'll tell you something, the number of riders from Colombia, I was just actually looking on the start sheets for Category 4. There's 53 riders on the start sheets. I've got a nice little run on my start sheets. Johan Moreno, Jose Oviedo, Jose Rodriguez, Juan Garcia, Juan Restrepo, Juan Quiroz, all from Colombia. We've also got Jamie Velez. We've also got Felipe Marin. We've also got Carlos Arayevi. We've also got Esteban Pulgarin, plus others. If I've missed you, I apologise. But I know there are more of you on my start sheets. But I was just trying to make the point. A lot of riders from Colombia riding the Sunday Race Club.
And lots of riders from South America, because Chilean rider Daniel Cadiz is the rider who is up on the front. So the rider at the very front at the moment is Cadiz. He's going for this big push early here. This is a long stretch out early on. He's got Dawson Hack along with... looks like a Villada on the move. Interesting. So Wilson Villada, very dangerous man, and Nicholas Spratt on the way as well. And this is a group coming up here that you don't want to let go. So people like Spratt, Villada, they're definitely dangerous. They've got history. Francis Pino in here now. He has got a phenomenal sprint on him. He's definitely one to watch as we come in towards the checkpoint. Right-hand bend here through Ferrari Wheel. We exit, we come out into the sunshine. We then go over the roundabouts, and then we go into the run for the line. Off the roundabout, we take a slight left, and then it straightens up. So there's a left turn into the roundabout, cross the roundabout, and then another slight left turn, a little left curve, and then we go for that archway. And this is key. At the moment, the gap is there on the front. They are looking at this now. Good to see Mika Rusimaki
Love it
here. Absolutely keeping this down. Good to see you, buddy.
On a TV screen.
Indeed, that is a
old-fashioned.
great.
Love it.
I'm loving the old school frame there. Maybe this should be a thing. What old school frame can you put on your feet? So up we go. The lead is there. Adam Dawson, who counter-attacked the move by Cadiz, clear at the front. Hertz, second position at the moment. Mason Rocket and Spratt and Villada on the sprint here. Will they close down Dawson in time? Dawson kicks. Dawson is coming. Pino's on his heels. Pino's going to go over the top. Francis Pino put the kick in here. Has he done enough?
Yes.
He and Dawson were close on the line.
They were seriously close on the line, but there was indeed around 0.15 of a second in it. Francis Pino taking the 5 points in that first opener of the sprint competition from Adam Dawson, from Julian Hertz, from Mason Rocker, and Mika Rusinaki as well. Really interesting racing, a great riding, great sprinting, and fabulous timing from Francis Pino.
Pino, I mean, I hate to say I told you so, but I did say he's got a great sprint on him, and he has. It's you don't have to be a genius to know that he's going to be a rider who's going to figure in that sprint competition as they come in, if he chooses to do so rather than saving it for later. We'll have to see if that continues. Now, Patrick Bloom representing the Anzacs here today in Category 3, along with Matteo Pino of BMC Racing. The Racing Up squad, well, they have Barrett, Brook, and Zernati. Don't forget, of course, we've got Cycling District represented by Coimbra, Johnson, Andrade, and Almeida. Bombassini representing Detario Esports. We also have the La 20 Viente squad represented by Garrido. Morgan and Sully representing Level Golden, with Sandstorm regulars Batty and Gates lining up for them. And the WhatsApp squad, they're represented by Dainies and Clays. Time to go racing here on MyWhoosh Category 3. Out from the pen.
Oh, just a note to our eagle-eared listeners, Matteo Pino and Francis Pino, not related. One rider from the Philippines, one rider from Colombia.
You say that?
Well, okay, but they wouldn't really have different nationalities, would they? It would be a real long shot if they were related.
Let us know, did you make the trip across the Pacific? It's one side of the Pacific to the other.
Yeah, but they'd have to register as different nationalities. I mean, that is a serious long shot, and if that is actually true, I would eat a hat.
Oh, please let it be true.
No.
I'll film it.
But anyway, category 3 now out of the start pen, and the pack rolling steadily together at the moment. Stevenson is there, Budil is there, the young rider, Johnson is there, East is there. Was it Henry Hughes who told me he was having lots of coffee this morning to get ready for the racing?
Yes, Henry East have been on the chat. Don't forget, go on the live chat. We do keep a monitor on it. We do try and keep a check. We will answer things. Some things on there. Some things obviously are beneath answering. Some things are just too confusing for a poor soul like me.
There he is. There is Henry East with his coffee cup. In fact, he's just finishing the coffee
Henry,
whilst we speak.
You are a living legend, complete with coffee. Cheers, sir. I'm going to have some of mine. There you go. That's true.
Chink.
That's my coffee cup.
Well, whilst Henry and Matt have coffee together on the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club, the rest of the Category 3 pack continue to roll.
They do.
Look at that. You can have coffee with someone on the other side of the world. It's amazing what the Sunday Race Club can do. Well, Ryan Duma in the mix as we see an attack go down, and it's a long range attack at the moment because they're only at the 1.2 kilometre marker. Ding, ding, it's 2.7k, the first sprint checkpoint. But Christopher Morgan has decided, come on, there's enough coffee chat going on. We're not the Swedish Fika Club. This is the Category 3 ride, and we're pushing on strongly. So it is indeed a massive push at the moment, and wow,
no surprises. Gonda and Fournier
following Morgan.
Yeah, that I'm getting a bit of deja vu, a bit of Groundhog Day here back to last week, because 3 regular attackers on the front being answered by Patrick Karlstrom, who rode strongly as well. So great to see Karlstrom in here as well. Adam Stedman in here, Patrick Bloom also at the front. But look at the damage it's done.
I think he wanted to loiter in the Ferrari showroom.
Well, yeah, you get an extra bit of view. I mean, who doesn't like going past a very nice car, looking at great equipment and mechanical engineering? I got to ogle a very nice Colnago yesterday.
Well, Nicholas Fournier in the Pain Cave at the moment on our screens. He's part and parcel of this leading group in Category 3. He's part and parcel of the push that came on at the front. Ever vigilant, Nicholas Fournier, in terms of watching what's going on at the front of the pack and making sure he's in the right place. Well, in the right place he's going to be, because the first sprint is coming shortly.
So we're going to go around this roundabout, take that left-hand turn. I'm very quickly going to say, Nick Scolari, not enough coffee in the world. In the last week to dig me out of the MyWhoosh Champs hole he was in. Thanks, Nick, for that comment. Let's go back straight into the racing. We're in with Fournier. Fournier puts the kick down here. Look at the sprint. He's on those drops. He's looking to pull right the way through those bars. Really accelerating up here, being answered, though, by Andrade. But Andrade drops back down. Karlstrom come over the top. Nicholas Fournier is going to make that a masterclass. You saw him going over the line. You can see the French national champions jersey in the background there. Well, class is permanent, form is temporary, and this man has got both today. So Fournier with the win in that sprint, coming in over the line. The first of our sprint checkpoints, the Aldar HQ sprint point, is done and dusted. Now, Category 3, we saw a circumspect departure from our pens, a real steady run, and that's reflected in the times. Fournier's time, only the 38th fastest time to take that win. Fournier ahead of Karlstrom at Gonda, along with Saki and then Andrade. They were the top 5 riders scoring points in Category 3, but they're beaten by 37 of the Category 4 riders, led by Pino, then Dawson, Hertz, Rocker, and Rusty Mackie. So Category 3 on a much steadier run out from the line, but when it goes bang, my goodness, it goes bang. Patrick Karlstrom there, very focused, just keeping a check on the screen as well, giving us a wave, giving them a wave back. I always do try and wave. It's very impolite not to. I always think to not acknowledge other people if they wave hi.
There you go.
Whether it's in a car, on a bike,
well,
on your screen.
Karlstrom at the moment in the pack, and the pack is rolling strongly and rolling fast, so just shy of 45 kilometres an hour at the 3.7 kilometre mark. And now there's 10 minutes separating Category 3 and Category 2 out of the pen. It is the longest gap. Everybody else is 5 minutes. I'm going to use this opportunity to give you a few stats because I've got some interesting stats over the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club participation averages this year, because we saw the introduction of 6 categories. Please don't yawn.
Sorry. I'm just sitting back comfortably, so you can begin.
Back in January, the average men's start sheets for the Sunday Race Club had 266 riders. That's an average of the races in January.
Okay, 266.
Okay.
Okay.
The average of the racing in July.
Yep.
Both 4 Sunday months, not 5 Sunday months, so direct comparator.
Yep.
303 average
Excellent.
on the start
Wow.
sheets.
Brilliant.
So you can see the growth there around, on average, 40-ish riders more a Sunday Race Club.
So that's
in July than there were in
17-18%, I guess.
Exactly the same pretty much in terms of the women's as well. So in January, around 144 average entrants to the January Sunday Race Club in the women. In July, that was up to 184.
That's fantastic. Thank you, everybody, for joining us on the women's and the men's race. And thank you, everybody, who's joined us for the coverage of the MyWhoosh Championships, of the UCI World Championship Public Qualifiers, and, of course, the Sunday Race Club. We do really feel it is one big family when it comes to MyWhoosh.
And it's getting bigger.
And it's getting bigger.
Lots of new riders today.
We would love you to bring your friends. So tell a friend, get them sat on the bike, get them on board. Local rider to us jumping on board here in the studios because we saw one of the Apogee riders from France, one of our new riders. Great to see him coming on board. So do come and join. Get yourself the app, download it on iOS, on Android, on Windows. Get the kit. Then make sure, of course, that you check the rules, set the rules before. You should do that before you do any race, no matter whether it's a world championship or a local race, because, of course, you want to race fair. So please do jump on board. Make sure that you're in with us.
The number of times I've heard a commissaire go, if only the riders would read the technical guide.
Indeed. Well, I'm sure these two have, because not only have they got a single cab, they've got twin cameras. It is Manolita Lenador on the right of your screens in category 6. He's at 14.2k. Matt Lenador, great riding by both these riders, but Matt was really good. I was really impressed by some of his performances where we saw him really fighting for position. You know, if he'd have been in a boxing ring or a cage fight, he would have come out victorious, arms in the air. He was really, really great.
No, it's bike
defending and battling.
These two, absolutely brilliant. And we saw them all the way through the MyWhoosh Championships. We witnessed them on the Sunday Race Club regularly. Family riding at its best.
It is indeed, and great to see them in action here, because you get to see both riders. You get to see the bikes in the background. You see the trophies as well. It's your window on the world coming to us. It's our little window in on you out and riding. Both riders doing a great job. And very similar riding styles as well to a large degree here. Same arm position as well. Although looks like Manolita on the drops and Mac up on the hoods, but I think that is in part because of
where they are on the course.
Well, and also how slammed the stem is on Mac's bike. You can't go any higher.
Well, also, the category 6 riders now on the climb at the 14.7 kilometre marker. That is the first of the climb checkpoints today, the aquarium climb. So different parts of the course, different types of riding.
Let's dive in with category 2 because it's time to go racing very shortly for them. Lucas Hoffman joining us for the BL13 Watt Bombs. Micho Machado for the Cycling District 2 squad. The Hitmen are represented by Tatu Koistanen. We've got the UAE Falcons here with Zaid Hamdan and Ahmed El Tanaji. We have the Smarty squad, one of 2 squads with 3 riders. Simon Walter, Nikolai Damsgaard and Christoph Thiem. And then for the UAE clan team, Pablo Popovic, SS, and the winner of the MyWhoosh Championships in category 2, that is Mr. X100. All those riders down on the start line, 11 riders in total in terms of riders in teams. Am I right in thinking this is the biggest entry across all 6 categories?
You are correct. 58 riders on the start sheets, 57 in category 3, so category 2 just tips over the edge, and some cracking riders in this group. Now, last time we were here, 0.7 of a second separated the top 4 riders. It was a sprint. In fact, it was a sprint in 4 of the 6 categories last time we were on the Tel Marib course in the men's race. But today, can I just say, Kisnoski, Hoyas, Mundell, Goodall, Kennett, Gombert, Morel, Newquay, Bjorkland, Cahill, Kaplinski, Jochems, Bjarhead, Khan Kayin, Skierski, Trojanowski, Wozniak, Shuran is here. Guerra, Becker, Simmons, Paredes, Milostic, Graves, Kiddle, Ramirez, Niederhauser, and Patterson. Those are just some of the riders on this start sheet today. Expect fireworks, expect a phenomenal race, and Ibrahim on the at the moment. I think he might be telling us he's tired, but I tell you something. This is also a rider to watch. He's a great racer, and category 2 sometimes for me. I mean, just what can I say? It is fabulous racing.
And I do believe we've got his brother on the left of the screen as well. So looks like Sabahi on the left-hand side of the screen, Ibrahim on the right-hand side of our screen. Great to see the family racing. We saw Mac and Leonita earlier on. We know Joel and Ola Warren, dad and
father and son.
We've also got brothers racing. And I mean, when we talk about brothers racing, we've got to mention riders like Burke and Khan Kayan. Absolutely phenomenal riders.
Yes.
Also brothers as well. Fantastic.
It is absolutely brilliant. And whether you bring your brother, your father, your mother, your son, your daughter, whoever you want to bring to Racing the Sunday Race Club, grab a friend, grab somebody and tell them how exciting Sunday Race Club is and help them get on board. I was chatting to Lisa Hermansen the other day. She was talking to her sister-in-law over dinner in June, as you do. Telling her all about the Sunday Race Club. She then helped her do the power passport test and set up her equipment. And Hannah Hermansen in category 6, Lisa Hermansen, category 1, sister-in-law.
Both phenomenal riders, and Hannah Hermansen taking the win in the MyWhoosh Championship.
Yes.
Fantastic battle of
Had
racing.
never ridden a bike before or raced a bike before this year after that conversation at dinner with her sister-in-law.
So you never know where this hidden talent is lying in the family. Now, category 2, no hiding here because it's time to show what you've got. Time to go on the offensive. Adrian Alvarado on the move here. Well, Alvarado's kicked early. What can Ollie Simmons do about this? Alvarado's gone for the long one into the roundabout. He's leading this out. Graves is there. So is Simmons. So is Kennett. Looks like Matthijssen is in the mix as well. Simmons at the moment starting to wind up. You can see him on your screens on the left-hand side in person. He's got a target in front, though, and that is Alvarado. Alvarado is pushing here. Can Simmons get him? Simmons has got this timing to perfection. Here he comes. He knows he's going to be there, but is he going to get popped by Graves over the top? Can he do it? Simmons has left this late, you know. Alvarado's going to take this. Graves is coming up on his side, and I don't think Simmons has got anything left. He's going to take the 3 points. I think, judging by Ollie Simmons' face there, as they went along into that, he is playing the long game there because that wasn't a massive dig into the depth. We know Ollie Simmons can go deeper than that. He was happy to concede 2 points in that sprint competition because he knows that he's got a good chance later on, and he's got a race which really does suit him.
Well, I can tell you they've not backed off the pace either. They're sat just sub 5 watts per kilo. That could be a group starting to form.
Okay, time to head across with what is about 45 seconds or so to go in the Category 1 race. Our teams today, Ava Synergy, Stefan Van Els, the Iceman. We've got Alpha Jaw, Ollie Jones, new super sprinter. We've got Boss Moves Only squad, Jason Osborne, world champion, Michael Vink, the MyWhoosh champion for 2025, Michael Nussen and Say Safrazadi also on the Boss Moves Only squad, doing sterling work for that team to ensure the Mountains win and the individual and the team win in that competition. The Farm Watt squads with Eternal Attacker and former world champion Bjorn Andreasen, with Johan Noren on the squad. Yunfei Wu, who is such a strong rider, taking 3rd in the MyWhoosh Championships for the HC and SVE squad. Team Hunter, and that is someone looking for a team. That is Paul Skierski, one of our younger riders, along with Joel Lewis of the Union Speed and Venga Boys now Pedersen. Now, all part of the squad taking to the start in Category 1. One of our smallest race fields, but incredibly one of our strongest.
Bijou. That's the word I'm going to use today. Carlos Ramirez coming out to start pen fast and hard. Jason Osborne, Stefan van Elst, Michael Knudsen, Paul Skierski. There's a lot of really strong riders in here. Leonard Tugels, Linda Milostic, Thomas Thrall, the Canadian champion, back in here, which is great to see. David Nitko is here. Joel Lewis from the Union of Speed. For me, it's a great race here and a great push on, but it's a fabulous pack, and I thoroughly enjoy week in, week out watching these riders, and I thoroughly enjoyed watching them race the MyWhoosh Championships. A couple of riders who really stood out for me. I loved the young rider battle, and I have to say Hayden Pucker is not on the start sheets today because I think he's graveling. Is that a phrase? To gravel? I gravel, you gravel, he gravels, she gravels. I don't
graveling.
know. Go graveling, but he's out graveling today.
This gravel bike racing, not redoing his driveway.
Yes, or saying he's sorry to somebody. But Carlos Ramirez
that's
on this
groveling.
I know, but thought it would be quite funny. But Jeffrey Miller and Carlos Ramirez are dialing this out at the front. The two riders here pushing on now. Both of them punchy type riders. Milostic, one of the young riders in that young rider competition. He is one of the youngest, how you want to phrase it, in category 1, just 18 years of age. But do not discount him ever. Really, really strong when the gradient goes up. So Knudsen in the mix with Tugels and Van Elst. Betty is here as well, plus Osborne. They're in the pack behind. I need a little Jaws music. Da-da, da-da. Da, 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 da. Here they come as they head into the Ferrari showroom. Ramirez and Miller are down the road, hunting points in that sprint competition. The rest of the pack are rolling. They're rolling strong, actually. They're just sub 50 kilometres an hour at the moment. So the pack rolling strongly at the start of this 45-kilometre race here in Arabia.
So into Ferrari World they go. This is going to be really, really about that sprint and then the run into the mountain for the first selection. That is the climb of the Aquarium climb. I think for me, the first big selection point, it comes at the first set of hills. It's the Aquarium climb, followed by that fast descent and then the steep Leeward Desert climb.
Yeah.
That sort of combination, the 1-2 there, it's going to be really key. Now, we're in with Ollie Jones. Great to see Ollie in here. The rider who really proved himself to everybody that he was a strong sprinter as well. We know Jones as well, for me, more as a long-distance race rider, multi-stage rider, great attacker. He proved he could sprint big style, and he was right up there, absolutely flying on his way in through. I have to say, very, very impressive, but he, at the moment, not contesting the sprint. Jeffrey Miller has sprinted away from Carlos Ramirez, the two riders who were in the breakaway to go diving on through. So Miller getting the early points here. So Miller taking away the maximum points. Ramirez in second place. Peterson is leading the rest. The gap at the moment, 15 seconds on the way in through. Miller, the fastest rider to the checkpoint overall. But you can see there, Category 4, were riding like their bib shorts were on fire because they got through in second fastest time, faster than Category 2 and faster than Category 3.
They did indeed. It was a really big push in Category 4. Joel Warren taking through Category 5 and Eduardo Sugier taking through Category 6. Now, can I just say, Jeffrey Miller holds the fastest time on this course in Category 2, 64 minutes, 38 seconds. The course record is held by Jason Osborne, which was set in Qualifier 3 in April, 61 minutes, 33 seconds. But last time we were here, Vink won the race by Knudsen, Vujasin, Paradians and Tugels in Category 1. In Category 2, it was Malur, Thiem, Skierski, Trzynski and Ken.
Well, great to see the riders on the move. Just took a look. It looks like Dylan Kennett has finished his interior decoration qualification course of redecorating the inside of pain caves. It's a specialist skill that he's now taking
He's excelled in.
He has excelled over the last few weeks in his interior decoration. But at the moment, he's looking to do something that's slightly different. He's looking to take away maximum points. And at the moment, well, I think it's almost a capitulation here. This is almost a. Would you like to take this because they've let him go? Are they going to close him down? Answer probably is sadly for Dylan. Yes,
Well,
but
can I just
he
say,
is pushing. He's pushing hard.
Dylan Kennett rode the New Zealand qualifying race for the World Championships,
What a Dylan!
and was second to Ollie Jones.
Wow, wow! Oh, the results are up.
They're not verified yet.
So provisionally,
Ollie Jones, Dylan Kennett, Joshua Haggerty, Justin Roy, Nick Hanley.
top
Those
five.
five riders were
Right.
the top five in that men's competition.
Congratulations, guys.
Well, it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. And we know he's a really, really punchy rider and has got a great sprint on him. And the points racing, definitely his type of racing.
Yeah, it's going to suit that race, rest, effort, rest. At the moment, though, that he's just resting down at 3.8 watts per kilo because Mistakes 100, the MyWhoosh champion in category 2 for 2025, has come out the other side of the roundabout at the moment at what is 8.2k, and the category 2 riders now heading back towards the aquarium climb. Meanwhile, category 3, they're at 14.7k, so they are well up onto the climb. Category 4, they're at 18.2. That's off the top. On the way down, heading towards the Leeward Desert Climb. They're on the descent. So category 1 at the moment, heading out towards the climb. Category 2 on the roller coasters before they head in to the aquarium climb. Category 3 on the aquarium climb. And category 4 descending off the far side of the aquarium climb, heading towards the Leeward Desert Climb. Up the road, of course, categories 5 and 6. They are just a little bit further along on this race route here in Arabia, in Tel Marie. Brilliant riding by our riders taking on the course here today. And you could join them. Make sure that you jump on board. We are in with Young Fei Wu. Good to see him out of the NSV rider there, just nicely in the mix. And a rider who third in the MyWhoosh Championship showed realistically the climbing, just rode to his straights. Also rode a good. You couldn't get a great position without riding a good time trial.
No.
But he'd done a really hard day the day before. He really attacked it. He rode a good one. I wouldn't say it was a great time trial, but it was a good one. And he didn't move up, but he certainly protected his position.
He was
really
brilliant,
well.
absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
And for some of you, you'll know Yun Fei Wu as Marshall Wu, also rides under that name as well. And absolutely, I mean, Wu, Vink, and Osborne, the three riders who we've seen on Sunday Race Club recently go clear. And he's been the only person to stay with Osborne and Vink. I think he's going to be a really interesting watch when we come to the World Championship semi-finals. I hope he's there. And he may well make that top 20 and the stage in Abu Dhabi. It will be really, really exciting to see.
It will, and particularly, I mean, if he gets to the finals and he's on that start line, on that stage, when we have the elimination rate on the climb, you've got to put him in with being top 3 for me in there. He could be the third last rider to get caught if everybody gets caught.
Well, it's going to be, like I say, it's going to be really, really interesting to watch and see. Category 2, Simmons is on the move again. Sultan is there, so is X100 Queenston. Well, this small group of 3 are 5 seconds clear. They're at the 10.1 kilometre marker. It's an interesting move here. They've not been caught. They've not been pulled back into the group. It's 3 riders clear, but it's just 5 seconds. And the size of the pack behind is huge.
Well, we saw Ollie Simmons go into the sprint and then go over the top and keep on going. Mistakes 100 going through. Sultan in there, Kaplinski, Nuki. All the riders we'd expect. But that gap from Nuki and Kaplinski to Simmons of 7 seconds, I think that could very easily go out. And
yeah, I agree.
I think we could see that go quite a long way, particularly if we see the sort of the protection of the UAE clan team in the mixing category.
Yeah, because X100 is in the group.
Ollie Simmons, we know, is going to have people who are going to be potentially looking after him. So I think for me, it could be very telling indeed.
Well, I agree. And this type of course, this type of terrain here on this Tel Marie course, it's constantly changing. You can see. And the gradients are short and sharp. Simmons is a rider from Belgium. What type of riding do you get in Belgium?
Wet.
Short, sharp.
Oh, sure. You meant the type of
Terrain.
terrain rather, and the
It's
style.
not raining in his house.
No.
So that's not going to replicate outdoor riding
No.
in Belgium.
If you want to see some great riding in Belgium, the tour on at the moment, I think it's the NAV tour from memory. Great stage with 3 riders coming into the final climb, and then a sprint for the line. Watching Van der Poel go over that finishing line.
He's obviously feeling better then.
Yeah, for a rider who's mixing it up. And it's kind of a bit like this. You saw 3 riders go clear in that stage, and then they worked together really, really well. And all 3 were working on the flat and on the rolling, different people with their strengths coming to the fore, and they opened a gap. And in the end, it was a battle between 2 because one rider got dropped on the climb. But, I have to say, working as a three riders, you're not just getting the benefit, obviously getting TV time because we're going to show you, but there's also going to be the training benefit that you get from that as well, of going hard and pushing your body and just maybe doing something a little bit different rather than just sitting in and sprinting.
Well, David Baddiel is on the bike and he's sitting in and he's sitting comfortably in the pack at the moment. He's sitting in on the bike, nice and cash, nice and comfy, exactly where he needs to be. Yeah, he is cash and comfy. He was doing 1.9 watts per kilo. So he was in zone 1. That was cash. But at 19 kilometres, I wonder whether he's aiming to try and replicate, a little bit of Matthew van der Poel later on today when the legs get going and the climbs come on. But in category 3, he had a really good ride on the MyWhoosh Championships as a young rider, but he's really got some some competition in this group at the moment.
Yeah.
Big split on the group because this is the leading group. There's a chase group behind in category 3. They've gone over the aquarium climb. And interestingly, Power, Kalowski, Schledeck, Batty, and Johnston were the 5 riders to pick up points there. But I'm just taking a look as to how many riders are in that leading group. You think there's 34? Well, in which case, I'm agreeing with you. 34 riders in that leading group.
Folks. Well, we're just in with category 1 at the moment. Another attack on the front. It's not Michael Vink for a change. He's sat in the group. Whilst the riders are on the way into that climb, let's just give you a roundup. Emma's just rounded up the top 5 in category 3. In category 4, over the top of the aquarium climb, it was Jonathan Gomez who led over the line, getting the 5 points from Eric Rimborg, taking 4 points. Pedersini taking 3. Tarkowski taking 2 in 4th, Giuliano taking 1 in 5th. In category 5, over the top of the climb, Patrick Mortek taking 5 points in 1st place, Nicholas Hagland in 2nd, taking 4 points, Clinton Cirillo taking 3 points in 3rd, Wolf taking 4th place, 2 points, and Mac Lenador, who we saw on our screens, he took a 1 point. That's in category 5. In category 6, over the top of the aquarium climb, Simon Patzel taking the 5 points from Nick Hanley, who took 4. Marius Fossier taking 3 points in 3rd. Then Cridland in 4th with 2 points, and Amaya in 5th with 1 point. Those are those riders who've gone over the top of the aquarium climb so far. So category 6, 5 of 4 and 3 leaders. Category 2 leaders, well, I don't think it's going to be the breakaways day. Let's put it that way.
Well, the pack are coming on the aquarium climb, and you can see right now why it is called the aquarium climb, because they're climbing in the aquarium. Well, Simmons is part and parcel, and the call goes out. Come on, let's rotate. Let's try and drive this onwards. And the pack are wide across the road. Jamie Cahill right in the middle of that pack with Ivan Nuki and Peter Milostic. They're watching what's going on ahead, but the leading 2 around the corner at the moment, there's a little bit of out of sight, out of mind, but I tell you, I cannot be out of mind at the moment because whilst there's 7 or 8 seconds for X100 and Simmons, well, it's going to be interesting.
It is. Jamie Cahill, great rider. Best so far on MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club, 3rd place. I think it won't be long before we see him take first or second. But he's got such strong competition up there. One of our relatively new riders
Yeah,
to
there's a
the
lot of new
Sunday
riders.
Race Club. I think this will be his 7th participation. He's already had a podium. Miss X100 just at the moment chasing Olivier Simmons. Simmons at the moment up the road to the tune of 3 seconds. X100 ahead of the chasing group being led by Hoffman. He's got about 6 seconds, I think it is at the moment. But at the moment, this is all about getting to the top of the climb and getting those sort of points on the way through. Simmons leading Miss X100 second place. Trojanowski now in third place. And it is indeed going to be about 6 seconds from Miss X100 to the bunch behind. I didn't have any insider information. That was pure judgment.
No, but you know what was really interesting? Jamie Cahill, we've just seen him on our screen. Previously raced at a very high level motorbikes, not cycle bikes. And then when he hung up his, I was going to say hung up his spurs, but he hung up his wheels, I suppose, didn't he? Then moved into esports cycling, ultramarathons, etc., etc. But it's fabulous to see people with so many different types of backgrounds, coming into cycling esports, and it's really, really exciting.
I'm just taking a little bit of a check in here. What a ride! So you riding for the Rutherford Racing squad, and a fantastic rider just in terms of the motocross off-road motorbike riding. So plenty of skill required.
Stefan Van Elst, another. Well, there's so many great riders on the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club, but Van Elst, always for me. Hello, Stefan. Good to see you. Always one of those riders who looks so calm and considered, whatever is happening in the race. Whenever we drop in with him into his pain cave, there never seems to be any panic, any worry. Nothing seems to be outside of his control.
That's why I call him the Iceman. He's ice cool, calm, collected.
Oh,
ice cool, Iceman. It might have something also to do with the fact he's got sort of, a bit of a Val Kilmer Top Gun lookalike kind of Iceman kind of look.
Oh, really? So okay.
It's a twin nickname, not just for one thing.
Nickname.
Not because it's twins.
Not because he and Val Kilmer look like twins.
Cool.
Okay, so category 1 on the top left-hand corner of your screen there at the 12.4 kilometre marker. Category 2 are at 16.2 and coming to the top of the aquarium climb. Category 4, well, they're a little bit further down the road at 25.4k. We're in with Mason Rocker at the moment. He's part and parcel of this group. We've got one rider down the road at the moment, and that is the one and only Jakub Wojciech.
So it's a small potted history of Jakub Wojciech, the following may or may not be true. At a very young age, Jakub got into computers and programming. In fact, there are rumours that his very first thing that he picked up, his first word was Excel. It wasn't mummy or daddy. He then from there progressed and was a prodigy as a youngster, and actually was at one point tested to see whether he had microprocessors in his
Jakub,
DNA.
I'm so sorry.
An amazing, amazing contributor. He has a big selfless streak in him as well, because he actually is the man behind, all joking aside, behind MyWhooshinfo.com. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant website. Go on to MyWhooshinfo.com. It's constantly evolving, improving. It does a fantastic job. So much data, so much stats on there. Lots of great information when you want to ride, when you want to go racing. Big thank you, Jakub. And if that was true about the potted history, it was a total fluke.
Well, at the moment, there's no fluke because Henry Yeese's coffee has kicked in, and he is absolutely dialing it here on the front of the category 3 pack. He is moving towards the 24-kilometre marker. Interesting move here. This is the sort of flat transition. The next checkpoint doesn't come until we get to 30k. And, it's a nice move. They're up and over the Liwa Desert climb. They're transitioning towards the Tel Marib section of the racecourse, but it's a long run to get there. And the category 3 pack, it is so big. They're trying to light it up. They're trying to do something different. And they're trying to catch people snoozing, but nobody snoozes in category 3.
Snoozing? If you snooze, you lose.
Well, Walter Clays never loses. He is on our screen at the moment, and he's one of the riders. Well,
Morning,
often, we don't see Walter Clays at all during the race. and then he pops out of the pack at the finish and gets the top 3. That's the type of rider Walter Clays is.
Smart, canny. I tell
Smart,
you,
canny.
He's alongside Henry Goya, another very canny rider, very smart rider.
Yes.
Again, a rider, a public qualifier, number 3. Do watch it back.
For the Opens, for the Worlds.
For the World Championships. World Championship, Open public qualifier, so you can just come along and ride. And there is one more left to ride. Get your entries in. You can jump on, but I think still get those entries.
Wednesday.
It is on Wednesday. But, oh yeah, didn't see him. Didn't talk about him.
He did it well after Clays.
Second place. I tell you, there must be something about the two riders, very similar riders. You know, be there when it matters, decisive. I wonder if Walter Clays is like, got a good friend called Andy. He doesn't say much, but when he does, it's absolutely golden. He is. I aspire to be like him. He doesn't say much, but what he says is absolutely brilliant.
Well, there we go. Jason Osborne, what his legs talk about is absolutely brilliant because he's a world champion. He's in those rainbow bands. It's not the first time he's won the rainbow bands. He's won that Cycling Esports World Championship twice. Michael Vink is pushing on behind him. Yunfei Wu is there. Bjorn Andreasen, Leonard Tugel, Stefan van Elst, they're 2 seconds back. This is interesting. We don't normally see such a big decisive move go on the Aquarium climb here in Tel Marib. Normally, it's a small amount of attrition, and then we see the real moves coming through the Tel Marib section. But today, Vink, Wu and Osborne are pushing on strongly on the Aquarium climb at 15 kilometres into this 45-kilometre race. Andreasen, Tugels, Van Elst, Ollie Jones all move back onto the wheel. But we do indeed have a number of riders off the back, and you can see that on the top right-hand corner of your screen. Now, Bjorn Andreasen drives with Tugels and Osborne. Osborne kicks. That's 11 watts per kilo from Jason Osborne. He's sprinting because he wants the polka dot banner. He wants 5 points in that competition, and he's going to utilise the drive and the power to get it.
Well, he was the king of the mountains in the MyWhoosh Championship. He clearly has decided that he looks good in a polka dot skin suit.
Well, you know, if you're going to exchange one jersey for another, polka dots are not a bad fashion statement.
And he's gone for a bike that's very matching as well, interestingly. Oh, don't get me wrong, I realise it's pink, but if you get white and red and mix it together, what colour do you get?
Pink. Jason Osborne leads through the Category 1 pack at the Aquarium climb checkpoint in 21 minutes 45 seconds. Olivier Simmons led through Category 2. Josh Power led through Category 3. Jonathan Gomez led through Category 4. Patrick Mortek, Category 5. And Simon Putzel led through Category 6.
Fastest time, Jason Osborne, to that point. Category 1 doing what Category 1 do. Just seeing Osborne go through, he's not going to continue to push. Meanwhile, we were talking about brothers related and riding. Good to see Bert Kane and Karen Kane in gear. Both really strong riders on that last stage in the MyWhoosh Championship. Burke is here and Karen Kane on our screens. Both out and riding, clearly warm at the moment. Our two riders from Turkey looking like they have got this absolutely dialed there. They're nicely in the bunch. Their journey from when we first saw them on MyWhoosh to now, which is 2 years. 2 years and a couple of months, probably, but has been really good to see. And they really have been, they've shown for me that you can come on board and jump on and ride and really make it, enjoy it, because you can see that they enjoy it, but also that you can ride with your friends and you can get a lot from that as well. And your family.
I think for me, they came on board in 2023 and I really noticed them, first of all, in that MyWhoosh Championships back then. They were phenomenal sprinters, you know, and that's really where I'd almost pigeonholed them, Khan and Bert Kane, great sprinters. But what has really been noticeable for me is their journey since that time, because now for me, they are both great all-rounders. Yeah. They really have, you know, progressed and come on, and their racing tactics, strategy has really come on. And for me now, you know, they both are so strong, and they've been really showing that actually in the World Championship Open qualifiers, both of them putting in phenomenal performances in those points races. And I expect we are going to see them on the start line of that semi-final, and really well deserved. Well, Mohamed Mukhtari is on our screen at the moment. He's part part and parcel of the Category 4 pack. They're rolling at the 30.2 kilometre marker, just one rider down the road, but this pack driving strongly, really, really quickly. And you can see that from Mukhtari's cadence. He's really making sure he's where he needs to be at the moment. And at the moment, Voschek still clear by 12 seconds. It's interesting, isn't it? They are about to come into the Tel Marib Dune section now. There are 3 key climbs here. The first one is 800 metres. It's an average gradient of 10%. Then they descend. They then hit the smaller climb, but it is still short and sharp at the 37.1 kilometre marker. Then they descend from that and they go into the categorised part of the Tel Marib climb section, the Tel Marib Dune. That is 1 kilometre long and again over 10% average gradient. It's a really, really technical section that they're running into. And Jakub Voschek has given himself some sliding room. You can see the pack coming around the corner behind, but Voschek now off of the power. You can see he's currently tapping at zone 2. That's the blue marker at the top. Chase behind zone 4 from Gordon. They want to bring him back, and the power and zone differential bringing him back in.
Indeed, and I think that's a real good illustration of that zone, isn't it? About how hard people are working and how well they're going. So great to see him on his way through, and a man who should know exactly where he's going and what the course is like and how many people have won and which sort of rider it suits and where their power went down. The full history of the riders is available for sure. So really good to see the riders in action as we move in with Marius Fossiad. Now, Marius Fossiad, what a ride by him at the start of the MyWhoosh Championship. He's a regular winner on MyWhoosh. He's at the lead of the race at the moment in Category 6. Fossiad has gone on the attack now. Marius Fossiad, if you didn't watch the MyWhoosh Championship, winning number 1, taking it away. He then defended his yellow jersey through stages 2 and 3, unable to take to the start of stage 4, but was able to watch the racing and joined us each and every day on the MyWhoosh YouTube channel. So great to see Marius Fossiad back on the bike. Much as we love to have him on the sofa watching, I'd rather he was on the bike and racing. He's lighting this up at the moment, 21 seconds clear at 35 kilometres covered. This is a good move. Fossiad is dangerous. Surely they've not let him go if they could do anything about it.
Well, he is clear of a chase group of 3 riders. So the Category 6 race through that Tel Marib section really is getting split up. At the 20.2 kilometre marker, this group of Category 1 riders, well, they are on the Liwa Desert climb. It's steep and it's short. It is 2-stepped climb. The longer part of the climb is the first part, and that's the section Michael Vink is currently leading. Michael Knudsen is chasing. Wu, Van Elst, Tugels, Pedersen, Andreasen, all in the mix. So is the polka dot skin seat, which is Jason Osborne. The pack is rolling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
11.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11 riders, but 2 of those getting distance
Yes.
a little bit off the back. Ollie Jones is one of them that needs to push at the moment. Lyndon Milostic and Johan Noren, the 2 riders distanced.
Yeah, David Nico even further back still than that. So you can see the pressure is on Say Safrazedi at the moment on this push. He really does need to get in with this group. He works really hard on that MyWhoosh Championship. We saw him time and time again. He then rode the public qualifiers as well. Didn't get the start that he wanted off from the start line, but rocketed his way up through the race field to start maximising his points on the way through. And I know, Emma, when we sat down in the commentary box, you were really pleased to see Say Safrazedi on the start line of those public qualifiers.
All I can hope is the fact that he takes the start line on Wednesday and gets the start and the race that he deserves, because he deserves to be in that semi-final on the 3rd of October. And if there's one rider I really want to see there, it's Saeed Safrazedi.
Definitely, yeah. And in those qualifiers that we saw earlier on Friday, Bert Kane taking the win in that. The winner of that, and smart point scoring by him. Can he do the same? Can he make it another win here today? Category 2 being led at the moment. Mistakes 100 on the move. Olivier Simmons in here as well. Marcin Trojanowski as well, right up at the front. Really familiar names. Mohamed Al-Kate's not far off this group. Matthias is in here as well. This is at 24.3k, and they really are in that sort of the dead ground between the leeward desert climb, and then you drop off the far side. Well, it is. It's
I
just
was going to call it the transition.
transition. Yeah, that's one way of putting it. But it is. It's not. It's not easy to attack here because you're on the twists and turns. We're in with Burke Kent. So congratulations, Burke, on your win in the qualifiers. Brilliant riding.
There's a round of applause going on the other side of the studio.
I thought he rode it super smart. The beats points at races. I love and hate points races all at once because you've got to think whilst riding, whilst calculating position. He did a brilliant job. He really got that smart in his point scores. And to take a win in a public qualifier, absolutely top marks but for that, just brilliant stuff. So congratulations, sir.
Well, the Category 2 pack pushing on here at the 25-kilometre marker. They are up and over the Leeward Desert Climb. They are on to the transition section before they go into the Telmarie Dune section. Big group. Now, we said last time 0.7 of a second separated the top 4 riders when we were here last in June. But those top 4 riders have, a number of them have moved to Category 1. So leaving this a little bit open. Now, Khan Kane was in the mix at the end of that race back in June. But there's a number of riders. Ika Morel is here. Daniel Mundell is here. Godzari is here. Jochems, Trujillo, Alvarado. He's been riding really strongly. But the Category 2 pack, now looking at it, starting to split. We've got a group of riders going clear at the moment and a number of riders firing to come across the group because with a group that size, it could go clear. Well, it's 4 seconds at the moment to X100. Simmons, and he's got Wozniak, Graves. They are with him. Corrales is there. Trojnowski is there. Damsgaard is there. Now Dylan Kennett is coming across. He's going to be bringing everybody across. Nobody is going to want to miss this. And everybody is now coming in because the tail is now strong. And the group, well, they've seen it and there's no point pushing anymore because this pack are coming all back together.
I think there's a real... I think once you get a group like that in the front, this is the problem, isn't it, for a breakaway? Once you get a good group, it's very hard. People then really want to react to that. They want to be in the category to race. Dylan Kennett on the move again. They're not happy with it coming together. He's attacking on the right-hand side of your screen. Left-hand side of your screen, Osborne and Wu with a little bit of a squeeze managed to go clear. They opened this up. They broke clear, but then they've come back together. They've been closed down, but this has diminished. This is not 11 riders anymore, not by any stretch of the imagination. Now at 24 kilometers covered. Again, that into what we call the transition. For me, it's that degradation. So the point at which you can't. It's tactically hard to make a move here. There's so little here, and to say that there've been a little bit of a gap forced, it really has opened this up. At the moment.
9. There are 9 here. Said Safizadi is the rider off the back, trying to push back on. He's pushing in now. I say it's a transition section. Matt says it's a,
it's an area of dead ground tactically.
There you go. But I would argue the point to attack is the point where it is least expected. And if this point is the least expected point of attack, surely it's the best point of attack.
It's a long way to go to get to the next big climb.
You've got to also be convinced that you can get over those climbs clear, but one rider clearly thinks that because the push is on the front yet again. The riders attack at the moment.
Well, you said it was the place to go, is where it's not expected. There's one rider who you'd always expect to go, and that is Michael Fink, because you can always expect him to go when it's the unexpected. He is the master of surprise as much as can be, and it is Michael Fink who's gone down the road there. So Fink has gone, and this will provoke the response. Jason Osborne very quickly coming up. It is his teammate, but he will not want to let him go. Currently on the wheel of Hassan Sultan. Good to see Hassan up and racing strongly at the moment, but he's just seen the Vinkinator himself come past. Jason Osborne is on his way. Weunfei Wu with him. Knudsen is coming. Palskirski is responding. This would be a fantastic set of riders. And the problem is with 9 riders, once you get 5 in the front group, you've got 4 behind. Numerical superiority is at the front, and that will be very, very telling.
Well, another rider who is riding really strongly, and that's the young rider Fabian Tapia. He's on the front of this category 5 pack at the moment, and they are in the Tel Marib dunes. You can see the profiles on the top right-hand corner of your screen, and Tapia tapping out a rhythm at the moment. He's 4 seconds clear of Mountier, Roy, Hagland. They are all behind.
And Fabian Tapia with 1 win in the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club qualifying number 1. In August, so that was his first win. That was actually on the outer loop, I think. So definitely a rider to watch out for. 1 win in what was 9 participations. It will be 10, but he has taken 3 KOM jerseys on the way,
well,
and that means it's dangerous letting him
well,
go.
It's a bold move. It really, really is, because Tapia has to descend here. He then has 1 more climb to go, and that is the Tel Marib dune climb. It is the section that is part and parcel of the climbing competition. It is 1 kilometre in length with an average gradient of over 10%. It's a wall. If he descends off of that, he's then got a technical 5.5 kilometre run to the finish line. Whether this is a run for the polka dot banner or just a push on the front, he's very soon going to be coming back into the group, because they are on a charge behind. Neville Ross, Hagland, Mountier, Warren, Tapia, all now part and parcel of this group. Cirillo is there, Dotto is there. Category 5 are running strongly as they get to 39 kilometres of this 45k race.
Well, the Tel Marib dune is actually a real dune. It's 300 meters high in real life by the Leeward Desert, in the Leeward Desert, in the what's known as the Empty Quarter Desert of the United Arab Emirates, and its slope, the actual dune itself has a slope, the face at 50 degrees. That is how steep it is, and that is why it's such a difficult climb here today, because whilst it's not 50 degrees, it's still 13.5 degrees, and that is why the riders have such a battle to get to the top of it. Marius Fossier with Padso, with Toro, with Cridland, still in that category 6 race. Fossier leading, Padso the climber right on his heels. Toro 17 seconds. It's a huge time gap for a small distance behind category 5. Hagland and Home at the moment. Well, the nearest is Hagland and Home. They're to that category 6 race. They're in 14th and 15th places, respectively. They're separated on the road by, are you waiting for this? 300 meters. Nothing, but it's a big time gap. So, next joint point complete for category 2. They're on the way towards that dune section, towards the Tel Marib dune. 30k covered. Graves, Mr. X100, Simeons, Trojanowski at the front here. Godarzi's with them. Godarzi can climb. He took his 1 win so far on the Sunday Race Club on a climbing course on the Yebel Yes, I think, if I remember correctly. And that means that you've got a fantastically strong group if they work together. If they work together. If they don't,
Godarski isn't even on the group yet.
Yeah, they need to let him get in, and then everybody go together. That's a fantastic group of 5. Get together, work like crazy, and leave the rest behind. Get that distance in. You're getting close to the finish.
There are some great riders in that back group, though, and it's going to be one to watch. Well, this is also one to watch because Wilson Villarda is on the bike at the moment, and you can see him there, up and out the saddle, pushing, some good power at 360 watts. He's part and parcel of this category 4 race, and they are on the Tel Marib section. This is not the section of the climb that has the polka dot banner at the top. This is the climb before it. Villarda is just starting to drop Marin. They are pushing on at the moment, and the pack, well, the category 4 race field is spread now right the way back through the dune section. On the left hand side of your screen is the pack. These are behind. This is a big pack, and I'm just trying to take a little look here. Behind or in front?
Behind
it is, isn't it?
This is when you look on the screen, this big group really have a lot of work to do. The leaders are actually, because this descent curves around to the left. It's very hard to keep a check on who is in front of you when you ride this. As you come down, you come sweeping round to the left. It makes it difficult to spot riders and who is where. And I think for me, that's one of the key things on this course, because the radar view is where you look. If you know you've got a gap, you maybe can't see the riders on the nearby list. You can keep a check. So going to make the way around. Just going to keep a double check on that, because our screens are just yo-yoing the way in and round. But I think this is going to be very, very telling. Okay, in with Jussi Palaka, another rider who put in a storming ride. Palaka took his lead in the MyWhoosh Championship on a climb, on the Mount Fuji climb. He then reinforced that in the time trial, increased his gap coming into the finish. Great riding. Jussi, congratulations, sir, on your win in the MyWhoosh Championship. MyWhoosh Champion for 2025. What a title to have.
I know, it's amazing, but Quiros, Gordon, Pino, Bergin, Iran, Ariev are all pushing strongly here as well. And Yannicki is a little bit further up the road, and the rider's starting to stretch here in Category 4. Ryan Giuliano is setting some strong pace as well. But Quiros is right at the front. Perdencini is there. So is Yannicki. Who else is at the front of this group? Well, it's Quiros. Quiros is up there as well. The drive is really strong here, but Wojciech is still going. Giuliano is going. Pulaka is there. The Category 4 race at the 39.5 kilometre marker, they're coming into 5k to go. The polka dot banner comes at 39.9, and then it's a 5.3k run to the finish.
And the run to the finish is not flat. You drop down a real steep descent, you then have a little rise, a more gradual drop, you then rise up again, you drop down again. Marius Fossier on the right-hand side of your screen. He is currently at 42.4k. He has 16 seconds. So, 16 seconds, currently clear. On the run towards the finish, 42.5 kilometres covered. That means he's got 2.5k, and he would have to lose what is 15 seconds now. That is surely not going to happen. That's what, three seconds every half kilometre? Yeah, that's not going to happen. No one's going to play him back 3 seconds every half k.
Well,
surely not. Maybe they will. Maybe the Category 5 group coming through might change things.
Well, whilst Matt debates with himself over the other side of the studio, Steinholm is currently at the 4 of this Category 5 race. He's 12 seconds clear of the chase group, but the chase group, well, Roy, Dotto, Mountier. It's a great chase group, but Hagland is there as well. Oh, it's going to be so close. Can Holm stay clear? It's a great big ask. He's got riders ahead of him to still motivate him to chase and to make the catch, which is a great thing, because Holm can still try to drive forward by closing the gap to the Category 6 riders ahead of him. Well, the question is, can he drive forward enough to stay clear?
And Steinholm so far, 15 Sunday race clubs, he's not broken into the top 3 yet.
Could be a good day.
He's been top 5, but he's not taken the win yet. 5th place was in Sunday Race Club qualifying number 3 in January. Since then, at the moment, he's been busy on the missions. He has been riding a lot of the missions. He's been riding really strongly in the missions. The current mission is the Vuelta mission. It's a climbing mission, so do jump on board. So lots of great tasks to do if you don't want to race, or maybe you can't commit to that at the moment. Well, do you know what? There's lots of other ways to ride to get achievements on there. New badges on mywhooshinfo.com as well. Badges to be earned dependent on what you get up to and what you've ridden. A number of riders with those badges. Steinholm with a MyWhoosh Championship 2025 finisher badge, and he's also got the badge for completing more than 10 Sunday race clubs.
Well, at the moment he's at the 43 kilometre marker with 2k to go, and he's still clear of the chase group behind. He's now got a group of Category 6 riders in between him and the chase group in his own category. He's got 11 seconds and 2k. That is asking a lot. On the right-hand side of your screen at 44k, with 1 kilometre to go, is Marius Fossi, the leader of the Category 6 race. The chase group behind him, well, it's one rider, Simon Putzel, at 17 seconds. Then it's Toro and Cridland. They are just sub 40 seconds back. Oh, Marius Fossi doing a phenomenal job with 800 metres to go. Steinholm continuing to push, continuing to drive at the moment and try and stay clear of the chase group in Category 5. Well, he's coming to the top of the final climb. It's a descent and then a flat run to the finish. Can he stay clear? He's got 13 seconds at the moment.
So Marius Fossi, the rider at the front, you can see just making the most of the downhills here, just rolling his way in, making his way down here, breathing deep, the Norwegian at the moment, looking like I think he's got this. I'm sure the family in the background will be giving him lots of support. Padsel is there behind, but it's going to be too much. Here comes the banner.
Well, time to celebrate because Marius Fossi has ridden clear of the Category 6 race through this Tel Marib Dune section. He sees the UCI banner. This is the Sunday Race Club. Fossi takes the win in Category 6 today. Big thumbs up in the pain cave. That was hard work, but the yellow jersey is mighty reward. Simon Patzel comes through for second in that Category 6 race. He too broke clear of the chase behind, but the chase will be on for third because Toro, Steele and Cridland, that will be a battle to the line. In Category 5, Steinholm has gone clear of the rest of the Category 5 leading pack, and he did so through the Dune section. He didn't have a big gap, but he has slowly extended it, and with 500 metres to go, it's now at 18 seconds to Mountier and Dotto.
He's got the gap. He's gone clear. Really interesting. Fossi taking the win solo. Home looking to do the same.
So Steinholm in Category 5 now sees the UCI banner. It is indeed qualifier number 4 in August on the Sunday Race Club. Steinholm is going to come under the line to take the win in Category 5. Oh, keeping an eye on behind because this is a sprint for second place at the moment and they're riding it hard. Mountier is there, Hagland is there, Dotto is there, Hagland now comes, Roy is coming fast from behind as well, but Mountier is at the front, Hagland and Dotto, what can they do? I don't think they can do anything. Hagland takes second, Mountier takes third, Dotto takes fourth, and Category 6 riders riding for the minor places in that category as well.
Okay, so let's give you a sum up here of Category 6. Marius Fossi taking the win from Patzel in second place, Steele in third, Cridland in fourth, Toro in fifth place. In terms of the Category 5 race, Steinholm taking the win from Hagland, Mountier, Dotto and Roy, as Emma just said. Fantastic riding. Steinholm taking his first win. That was his 16th at MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club. Marius Fossi taking his third win on the Sunday Race Club in 20 participations. But of course, he has also got those wins on the MyWhoosh Championship under his belt as well. So Category 6 and Category 5 have made it in and through the line in terms of the leaders. Plenty of riders out racing on the way into the finish. If you're out there, keep on pedaling. That finish will come and then you will get that position. Don't forget all of the results on mywhoosh.com. Go onto the menu and make sure that you click menu on the left-hand side, click the basket results, and then you'll see the live results. They are provisional and live all the way through the show and on the results page until they get the official blue stamp seal of approval. As the riders make the way in, they know that they'll have to wait until the verification process is complete for them to get that stamp, and it has to happen across all of the race category and all of the riders in the race before that is confirmed. So that process that applies to all the riders begins long before the riders hit the start line and continues after they finish until that stamp goes down. Lots of checks done on the data as well. So do remember they are provisional results until you see that stamp.
Well, at 44 kilometres with 1,000 metres to go, we've got 4 riders in the leading group of Category 4. They're mixed with Category 6 and Category 5 riders at the moment, but these 4 riders are going to go clear very shortly. They're 10 seconds ahead of the chase group behind, which you can just see in the distance. They've got to get their timing right with 800 metres to go. It's a descent and a flat run in. Giuliano, Yaniki, Sanchez and Voschek are the riders who are going to come through for a 4-up sprint, I think. I don't think the group behind are going to make the catch, but Jean Yaniki is the rider leading them out at the moment. Camilo Sanchez in 2, Jakub Voschek in 3, Ryan Giuliano in 4. Giuliano surfing the back of the group. With 300 metres to go, they're going to come round the corner and they're going to see the finish line. The sprint is going to on, and Voschek has opened up at 9 watts per kilo. Giuliano goes at 13. Someone's got to match Ryan Giuliano here, or Giuliano's going to take it. Camilo Sanchez, he now goes. Oh, huge firepower from Sanchez, but did Giuliano get his timing right? Yes, he did. Ryan Giuliano takes the win from Camilo Sanchez. Voschek and Yaniki are in there as well. Wow. Ryan Giuliano takes the win from Camilo Sanchez in Category 2, Jakub Voschek in 3, Jean Yaniki in 4. James Harvey wins the sprint behind from Juan Quiros to take 5th place. Pulaka, Oliveira, Pino and Flores round out the top 10.
So Ryan Giuliano takes away his 5th first place, his 5th win on the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club in 147 rides on the Sunday Race Club. Jakub Voschek, the MyWhoosh champion in Category 4 in 2025, led them out. It wasn't enough to take him in for the win. He came in 3rd place. Camilo Sanchez sandwiched in between. So Giuliano in 1, Sanchez in 2, Voschek in 3, Yaniki in 4, Harvey in 5, Quiros in 6, Pulak in 7, Oliveira in 8, Pino in 9, and Flores in 10.
Well, David Kowalski is on our screen at the moment. He's in the chase group at the moment in Category 3. There aren't a lot of them, just 4. And the rider they're chasing is William Cooper. He's 10 seconds up the road with 1,000 metres to go. Can this group bring him back, or will Cooper take the win in Category 3? He's driving at a really strong pace at the moment. Kowalski is with Schledeck, Holweiler and Arago. They are clear of Morgan and Danny's, but this rider, William Cooper, he's time trialing to the finish line at the moment with 700 metres to go. It's 12 seconds. Arago now goes behind, so does Holweiler, so does Schledeck. They're going long. They're trying to bring him back into the bunch. They're sat at 9 watts per kilo, absolutely driving, whereas Cooper is driving on the front at 7. So at 7 watts per kilo, Cooper is driving to the finish line. Has he gone too early? Will the group come from behind? I think the gap is too big. I think this is going to be William Cooper's day today in Category 3. He's going to come around the corner and see the banner. He's ridden away from the group who are at the head of the Category 3 race. William Cooper is going to come to the line in that Category 3 race today and take the win on the Sunday Race Club.
So William Cooper takes his very first win on his first Sunday Race Club. The sprint, though, behind is going to be tough stuff. Nicholas Arago is in here. Will he make it?
No, Holweiler, I think, will take that. I'm going to do a double check when it comes up on the screen, but I think that was Holweiler versus Kowalski. Schledeck and Arago were all in there. It was indeed Holweiler who took the 2nd place from Kowalski. Schledeck in 3 and Arago in 4, which gives them 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th overall in the Category 3 race.
So Category 6, 5, 4 and 3 now in through our finish line here in Arabia in Selmarib. The finishing line on the far side of the dunes, showing that it is pretty tough to pull back a rider who's gone solo, gone clear. Those twists, the turns, the bends, the climbs, the descents, all breaking it. The race up. The horse is running alongside the riders at the moment. It's always a scary moment when you're riding along like that in a group and you get something coming at the side. I still twitch to the side of the bike on the turbo when I see something.
Do you?
Coming at the side.
I once did a time trial, and as I was on one of the descents on the time trial, 3 sheep were in the road as I came around the corner. That was a frightening moment.
Yeah, not what you want. Yeah. Definitely not.
Well, there's no random sheep here, luckily, because this is cycling esports. But Category 2 are pushing on. They're coming to the 40-kilometre marker, which will give them 5K to go here. The leading group at the 39.4K, well, they're not that far ahead of the leading rider in Category 1, Michael Vink, hiding in a green skin suit, which means he's picked up the sprint competition. But he's got Jason Osborne with him for company, and Yunfei Wu.
The terrible trio.
The terrible trio, the dynamic trio.
No, it doesn't scan. Dynamic duo. You get a dynamic duo. You get a triumvirate of talent.
The triumvirate of talent.
In fact, this is a
There
triumvirate.
is a triumvirate of talent.
Yep, off the front here. So you got Burt Kane showing that it was no fluke. The speed and the acceleration that he's got. He goes over the top first here, ahead of Tattoo Koiston, and Kane comes in immediately behind. You can see Wozniak right in the mix as well here as they go. And this is a
big drive.
Yeah, Tattoo Koiston went over the top. He wants to take the momentum. He's seen what's happened in the racing previously. They are at 40 kilometers covered, but my goodness, when you come off the top here, it doesn't half pick up speed quick.
It's a really, really steep descent, and you can indeed, we've seen with the other categories, groups stay away with 10 seconds clear, and that's all you need, 10 seconds to go clear. And Koiston and Kane, the three riders at the moment in that category category 2 race, 3 riders, category 2, pushing on towards the finish line. We've got 3 riders in category 1 as well, and it's Michael Vink pushing towards the polka dot banner on the Telmarie Dune section at the moment. There he is on your screen, up and out of the saddle, digging in towards that polka dot banner. Jason Osborne would have wanted the points in that competition. He's the rider wearing the polka dot skin suit, but Michael Vink is a rider on form at the moment. Wu doing the chasing. Osborne now dropped.
And that's something you don't hear every day. Michael Vink, though, has gone for this over the top. I think we're going to see him continue this onwards. We know he's got the speed to do so. Vink, of course, the MyWhoosh champion in Category 1, the fastest rider across all of those stages, across all of the categories. Vink over the top of the checkpoint of the Telmarie Dune climb. 55 minutes, 23.235 seconds. That is quick to that point. Do you know the course record off the top of your head, Emma?
Yeah, the course record is 61 minutes, 33 seconds, set by Jason
Osborne.
It's
in danger today.
In April.
It's in danger. I wouldn't say it's going to go, though.
Well, it's going to be interesting to watch, isn't it? But at the moment, Michael Vink pushing on.
Michael
Vink is just on such amazing form at the moment. My question is, can he hold this form into October and November? Or will the form drop?
He could actually have a break and then pick it up. Only a little one, but he could ease and then go again. You could sort of, have a little bit of a pause on the way through, then kick again. But I think he's looking to build. I realistically, you could build from now to the middle of November if you knew that was going to be the end of it. If you're careful and smart, but it's different for different people, isn't it? Some people have got that duration, they've got the ability to train hard, they've got that sort of that rude health that enables them to train and come out and train and not get impacted by that. And other people do get impacted by their training and have to be more careful. It's a more fragile, athletic fitness rather than maybe that sort of all-round strength and sort of just basic constitution that lets you train incessantly.
Well, the 3 riders that were clear in the Category 2 race are all now back into the mix. So Ken, Koistonen, Burkan Khan, obviously, SS, Milostic, Wozniak, Trzynski, Morel, Kalman, Santo, Biarhead, all in the mix here. Kaplinski, Damsgaard, Hoffman, X100, Godzari, Downies, all in this group. Going to be an interesting run to the line here. They're coming up towards 43 kilometres complete. They're going to have 2K to go. We're going to drop in with Mark Santo at the moment, and you can see him up and out of the saddle. There's a little kick coming here. It's just I say a little kick. This is the final climb before the descent and then the run into the finish here, and it's Nikolai Damsgaard on the front here who's pushing really strongly. They're definitely trying to break the group here.
Well, it's a great tactic. It's still a big group. Damsgaard can sprint from a smaller group. He's also a great climber. Wozniak's on here. Ika Morel right in the mix. The problem you've got, There's such a strong set of riders. SS has got a phenomenal sprint on him. This X100, for me, this is his run up over the top here. If he can push here, maybe going to set us up for that sprint. Peter Malostic's in here. Never discount him in a sprint or when it goes long. But Kane is in. He's proven he can sprint. Yep. He's proven he can win. Kane has also shown that he's got everything it needs to take away wins. And, you know, this for me, Kane, you know, he's got the whole package. He can sprint, he can climb. He's answering the call. I think for me, Wozniak is in here. He's been strong over the last week. This is category 2 in a nutshell. Every single rider at the front of the race is capable of winning the race. Every single rider, if they play their cards right, if luck goes their way, if they don't make a mistake, if they've been smart all race, has the opportunity. Tattoo Koivunen is lucky to make the opportunity. He's gone for an attack over the top of the climb here. This is a very interesting push. This is a big move gone from Koivunen. He's got 4 seconds on Bert Kahan. He's got 3 on Mr. X100. And Ika Morel, Wozniak has been caught napping. And I think SS and the group behind are going to have to really suddenly go. And they cannot afford to wait any longer. Caution needs to be thrown well and truly to the wind. No more maintenance. No more conserving energy. No more husbandry. Koivunen has gone. If you want this stage, this win, this Sunday Race Club win, you have got to go after him and go now. Koivunen, you're committed. Don't look back. Don't muck about. Get on with it and go.
Well, Tattoo Koivunen, normally for me, the master of timing when it comes to a sprint finish. But now we're seeing a different strategy from Tattoo Koivunen today with 600 metres to go. We're coming up to the 500-metre marker. We're on the descent at the moment, and he's gone long. The rider chasing his X100, Morel, is there as well as Ken. Both Burke and Khan are chasing, but Koivunen has got 4 seconds at the moment. He's going to need to push. He's going to need to drive because the pack are coming hard and fast behind. He's gone into the final 300 metres. It's going to come off of the descent and onto the flat. That's the banner. He's got to hold this. What can Tattoo Koivunen do? Can he push? Is he going to make it? Morel is sprinting behind. Morel's at 12 watts per kilo. Koivunen is not going to run out of road today. Tattoo Koivunen went long and is rewarded in category 2. The sprint behind Morel, X100 and Bert Kahan. Marcin Wozniak on your screen as well. Oh, that was a great run from Tattoo Koivunen.
What a move. Over the top of the climb, attacked, took a breather, paused, went hard, didn't have that same top-end kick that we saw from Ika Morel, who sprinted at 13 to 15 watts per kilo. Loads of the work on the close down being done by Mr. X100. I saw him on the descent there at 8 watts per kilo, sprinting to pull it back. It didn't happen. Behind him, then Bert Kahan in 4th, Kahan in 5th.
Well, Michael Vink went clear of the rest of the Category 1 race field, and he's now got 26 seconds on the chase group behind of Wu and Osborne. Vink, though, is now going to see the finish line. It's just around the corner. The UCI banner is there. It's the Sunday Race Club. It's Qualifier 4 in August. And Michael Vink is about to take the win on the Sunday Race Club. Category 1, yellow jersey to match the green. Well, we're going to see Jason Osborne and Yunfei Wu go head-to-head in a sprint here for 2nd place. This is going to be interesting. Now, Wu is winding up from behind, and Wu's going to launch first, but we know Osborne can kick and kick hard. What has Wu got? Because Osborne's just tapped 16 watts per kilo. Yunfei Wu has got no answer to Jason Osborne. Osborne, the world champion, is going to take 2nd place today, taking Wu in a sprint. Osborne in 2, Yunfei Wu in 3. Michael Knudsen, I think, is going to take 4th place today. He's going to come around the corner. He's got a gap on Palskirski. Lots of gaps today through that Telmarie Dune sprint section and those climbs, of course. Knudsen coming through for 4th place today in August. It's Qualifier 4 on the Sunday Race Club. Michael Knudsen comes under the banner for 4th place. Palskirski is going to come through for 5th. Said Safrazadi looks like he will come through for 6th. Tugels in 7th. Andreasen in 8th. Van Elst in 9th. And Pedersen in 10th, because there are gaps between every single Category 1 rider today.
Brilliant riding here in Category 1. Said Safrazadi onto that last run down the hillside in towards the finish. The finish here, a tricky one. It was tricky for the women's race in Belgium. It's just tucked round the corner. It's down this long sweeping bend to the side of the oasis here as they come down from the leeward desert climb. It's going to be, say, Safrizadi, our next rider in to the line. Vicky in 1, Osborne in 2, Wu in 3, Knudsen in 4, Ski in 5. This is going to be a 6th place for Safrizadi as he comes in over the line behind him. Leonard Tugels, another top 10 for him as he goes underneath the UCI banner. Don't forget, of course, MyWhoosh, the UCI partner for cycling esports for 2024, 25 and 26. 24 saw the first of our in-person World Championship finals. That was back in October of 2024. Middle of November 2025 are going to be our next finals. They're in person, they're in Abu Dhabi. If you're there, get yourself down, grab a ticket, get yourself into the arena and watch. Van Elst on his way in towards the line behind Tugels and Andreasen. He's going to come in 9th place as he comes in and over the line. And I think it's Andreasen, sorry, in 8th. It's Van Elst in 9th position. You can see there the riders, though, all headed by Michael Vink. 1 hour, 1 minute, 38.369 seconds.
Oh, he missed it by 5 seconds, the course record.
Well, he might have missed the course record by 5 seconds, but that is his half century of wins on the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club. 50 wins out of 121 participations. Ooh. He's got 22 second places, 6 third places. That means he's had a podium 78 times in 121.
And do you know what percent that is?
Well, I do actually, because I have a calculator. 64.463 and a few other bits and pieces after that percent.
So 64% of the races he started on the Sunday Race Club.
Technically, if you're rounding it, 65%. If you round it, technically,
okay.
65%. He's taken a podium, 50 wins in 121 participations. Today, it has shown we have got some big riders in here. A half century of racing on Sunday Race Clubs for Niall Batty, the youngster, already having raced 50. That's almost a year's worth of Sundays now. You've been racing on the Sunday Race Club. Do get in touch with us. Let us know how many you've raced, how many you've ridden. Don't forget, you can get in touch with me. It's at Matt Fixer-Payne. You can get in touch with Emma. It's at biking_Emma. Make sure you get in touch with MyWhoosh. It is at MyWhoosh. Tag them in your social media posts. We all love to see what you're getting up to. It's at MyWhoosh on Instagram and Facebook. Don't forget, of course, subscribe to the YouTube channel because it's not going to be long before we're back with our next races. I'm going to be back on Wednesday with our final public qualifier. And then on Sunday, I'll be here with the Sunday Race Club finals from August. That was going to be our last of our finals. Then Emma will be taking you through our first 2 qualifiers of September. So one voice rather than 2 for the next few races. However, Emma, you're going to the Paris Cycling World Championships in Belgium before joining me at the World Championships at the mountain bike.
I am indeed. So, and I do know a number of our Sunday Race Club riders will be at the Para Cycling Road World Championships in Belgium. I've already had a couple of them message me.
Don't forget, if you do go somewhere where we are commentating, do come up and say hi. Do send us a message. We'd love to see you. I've got to say a big thank you to all of our riders for keeping us entertained today. A big thank you to you for watching. And, of course, the team behind the scenes, both in the broadcast and making the game happen, making the app work, and keeping up with all of the fantastic improvements. It's a great big family here at the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club. All of riders who race. It's a great big family who ride and use MyWhoosh. A big thank you to all of the family. Looking forward to seeing you all again for our next family reunion. That is going to be on the Sunday Race Club next Sunday for the finals. Meanwhile, time for Emma and I. Ice cream and coffee. Time for you to relax, enjoy yourself between now and our next time. But from Emma, me, and all of the team, stay safe. We'll see you soon.
Goodbye.